bright and sunny here at the Broward County Stadium, Florida. We've been yearning to say this, bright and sunny. It's going to be a triple header. We just got done with the first one. Phillies United winning against the New York Cowboys, and quite comfortably in the end. 7 wickets. That's a huge margin. And if they were able to do that, thanks to Rakeem Cornwall's all-round performance, 3 for 25, the captain leading from the front with the ball in hand, and then a sensational half-century with the bat too. Phillies United will also thank Stephen Wigg for his 3 for 24 wickets at the right time for the youngster. Maryland Mavericks taking on the Golden Eagles now. It's a big game coming your way.
Yeah, it sure is. The Mavericks are playing well. They won yesterday. Golden Eagles have got to play well today. Surfaces have been good. Baking in this sunshine as well helps this track. It'll get a bit dry as this game goes on, so expect spinners to maybe have some effect in the second half, in particular this game. I think maybe that might also be the case in the first half of the next game, perhaps when the dew arrives a bit later, if there is some. That's going to then help the ball just slide onto the bat, but I think we might get a bit of spin involved in the second half of this game in particular. But conditions are just magnificent.
Andrew Leonard was down there just moments ago with the two captains. And the coin fell in the favor of Maryland Mavericks, and Jasdeep Singh became the first skipper in USPL Season 2 to say, I want to bat first after winning the toss.
Chand also wanted to bat first, so had he won the toss but didn't get that choice. There's a look at the lineup. A couple of key players, of course, the Mavericks. Jasdeep Singh is a very good captain and a key player as well. Dwayne Smith was brilliant yesterday, played very nicely with the bat. And Neil Broom is the other overseas player, so he's someone they're going to have to rely on right at the top. They are two very different players, but they know what to do, and that's the most important thing.
Could be easy to see Seth Butter. The way he goes, he needs a good innings under his belt. Lamba is looking good already. Unmukh Chand wants that big innings as well, the skipper. Bishnoi Tej Patel's back in the team, which is great news, and it's an important change as well. Varun Samaru has come in place of Yasir, and I don't think there's a better player than Varun Samaru, especially against Maryland Mavericks, because of his exploits in USPL Phase 2 in the first season. Oh, this was terrific, the way we ended last night. A sensational shake from that 6 from Sean Hackett. I think that's the longest that we've seen. And that white dot traveling in the night sky. Kamal Iru getting that Yorker horribly wrong. And Gajanand Singh would be all smiles, and why not? Because this win was much required for the Eagles to stay in the hunt. Now, however, it's going to be the other Eagles playing. The Mavericks are taking on the California Golden Eagles. This was moments ago today. Rakeem Rampage, Cornwall Carnage.
5 sixes, 7 fours. Just a magnificent start for the Phillies United. It's exactly what they wanted, exactly what he wanted as well. He got 3 wickets with the ball. Final round performance from the big fella when he batted superbly.
And that's how the points table looks after the first game, which Phillies United won. 4 matches, 2 wins for them quite comfortably. Up top, Maryland Mavericks, if they win this one, will replace Phillies United for the top spot. California Golden Eagles know the importance of a win at this stage after the Patriots in the previous game troubled them a lot.
I think it's quite plain. They have to win. They have to win this game. If they lose this one, they're going to be looking like the Cowboys going south. They need to get up with 2 points. The California Golden Eagles have got to play well against a couple of very experienced players right at the top. Broom from New Zealand, a couple of test matches, a lot of one-dayers for New Zealand, 150 first-class matches as well, and a truckload of T20 games.
Kiwis can be very, very gentle, but not if you give them a bat in hand. Neil Broom can spell doom to the opposition if they don't get his wicket early. Dwayne Smith's another ticking time bomb as far as the California Golden Eagles are concerned. 87 runs in 3 matches already, and loves that top spot.
Leg side, that's where he goes. So their job straight away is to stay away from the leg side. Make sure that he's forced to play on the offside, Mario Laban picked up 2 wickets at the start of the last game. Couple of Yorkers. Magnificent Yorker the first wicket, and then LBW the second. So that was tidy work from him. They'll want to get him to do exactly the same thing and get rid of Smith early.
He's such an improved bowler as well. We've discussed that, isn't he, Mikey? Season 2 USPL, everything is improved. First ball. Starts off waywardly. Good collect by Unmukh Chand. Bit of a warm-up for the keeper, warm-up for the umpire after a lovely lunch.
Exercise for the umpire, and I hope they were stretching for the skipper. He certainly had a dart leg side there, Chand, at the last minute. And he will know, Laban, that he didn't get that one right. He's got to get on target, put it Smith on a little bit of pressure. Got a slip in possession, so that's interesting.
The more we watch the drone shots, you can't help but fall in love with it, isn't it? A little scratchy. You don't want that curse to come back. You've just collected something brilliantly, leaping down the left side like a jaguar. Laban's yet to begin his over.
2 looseners for everybody. Time to get it on track. Got to set the right tone in that first over. He is nice and aggressive, Mario Laban.
Much better this time around. Dwayne will get some time to think about this surface as well. This is a different surface from one that he batted on last time. And it's a different kind of a game as well. It's going to go the distance, 20 overs, because the skies are cooperating. Irfanullah Syed, very experienced umpire. He's earned a name for himself to be one of the best in the East Coast. And then, Avik Upadhyay.
Just looking at the umpires also, one of the things that's going to be really important in this game is the time management from the skipper. Chand was really sloppy in the first game they played, or the last game they played, I should say, when they had 2 fielders reduced in the last 2 overs.
Oh, good delivery. It's an important point that you mentioned. That's exactly the reason Jamar Hamilton for the Patriots got to that half century as well. A couple of shots which would have been easy takes at long on and long off ended up being beyond them.
Yeah, just to elaborate that further, they were so far behind in their over rate that when you get towards the end, they lose a fielder. Can only have 4 outside the circle instead of 5, and that happened for the last 2 overs. So Chand has got to make sure that doesn't happen. The umpires were communicating with him from the first over in the previous game. They will do the same this time.
Who says timing is only for the batters? If this one goes so sure, Broom, that it'll not hit the sticks. It's a good channel by Mario.
2 different players, of course, Smith and Broom. Broom is more orthodox, a little bit more conservative, but still a fine player, a very good striker of the ball, and extremely experienced.
You always get that extra bit of bounce with Mario Laban. Oh, good job. The one that climbs on the batter. You can't commit to that length. Broom is learning it.
That's a nasty wrap on the glove too, by the way. They're going down to have a look at the surface. I actually think that he got himself in trouble rather than the track. It might have bounced a little bit more than anticipated, a bit of extra venom behind it. No, there's nothing wrong with that ball. It was halfway down. I think he got himself in trouble himself rather than anything else.
I think it's good adjustment by the bowler, Mario Laban, who watched him come down the track, hence retracted the length a little more.
Agreed.
And once again, just straying down the leg side. This has been a pressure venting delivery from Mario, not a building one.
Hope Broom's okay. That was a nasty whack on that hand.
This surface, I tell you, is getting baked, as you call it, reminding me and many people of their grandmas.
Last game on this one. It's lasted really well, this surface. We swap into a new track tomorrow, I think. I'm sure that's the plan.
I'm quite sure this is a wicket-taking line. After the first over, 4 for no loss. 4 for no loss. Abhimanyu Lamba. He's picked up a wicket, but I think he was very, very effective. He was very unlucky not to pick up more wickets. Don't even look at that economy, 9.2. He's much better than that. Slip in place. And Broom wants to attack right away. In order to access the gap better, he was dancing down the track, and it will work for him.
That's a great shot. It really is. Obviously, that hand is okay. Try and unsettle the bowler right for the word go. Abhimanyu didn't expect that, I'm sure. The length was okay, nothing wrong with that, but he advanced, slapped it through the covers. Nicely played. Good timing.
There was a long chase for Tej Patel. Good news for the Golden Eagles is that Tej Patel is fit and fine to play this game. Had to be pulled out of the game midway last time.
It's a bit of pressure back on Abhimanyu Lamba now. What's he going to do with this next delivery, knowing that that one was advancing from Broom? More than likely will stay in his crease this time.
Spot on. And very well placed. Not enough fuel to reach the fence, but a couple of runs easily available.
So suddenly, I think that second ball is a result of the first ball. Good shot for 4 initially, so pressure back on the bowler, Lamba, and then that next ball just a little bit leg side, just tucked away. So they're away at the moment. 6 off the second over at this stage, after very good first over from Mario Laban.
Yeah, just 3 of the first over. Oh, driven on the up. He loves doing this. And just held his shape as well for the photographers. It'll be a teasing chase before.
Top shot. Second boundary in the over. First boundary was a beauty. This is even better. Look at this for a cover drive. That is just magnificent. Driving on the up. Showing the maker's name. Right out of the screws. Pure timing. Magnificent.
It's been a while since Lamba has been treated this way. Just proper textbook shots. The fact that he advanced down the track in the first over, is it still playing in the mind of the bowler? This appeal might be to throw the umpire off.
That old trick again, right?
Mikey seems to be working still.
I think there was a connection with the pad, actually. Just a half outer shot, really, from Chand.
When you can drive so well, why bother? Another boundary. The 2 ways of scoring boundaries. One that's crashing into the cushions, the other one teasing the fielder till the end.
This is a bit of an exhibition on the offside from Neil Broom right now. With a name like that, he is sweeping this bowler nicely through the covers. Beautiful shot.
He's taking him to the cleaners.
He is indeed. Big stride, great balance.
I'll tell you what, every alternate delivery has disappeared before, and the offside something that he's fallen in love with. This time the leg side, a gentle touch for a single to retain strike. Broom's enjoying batting today. 19 for no loss after 2.
One of the Mavericks owners having a time of his life.
Mr. Lala. And why not? Mr. Haresh Lala, 19 for no loss in 2 overs, the start that he's dreaming of. And I'll tell you what, these two teams have history. Because some of the players especially, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Tej is good. Tej is fit and fine. Can't harp on that point any more than this, because he brings balance to the side. It's virtually a must-win game for California Golden Eagles. Otherwise, they'll have to play for the net run rate next time around. They've got to start to take. So every mistake would be magnified. They've got to spot the chances early, convert those half chances into wicket-taking ones.
And break this partnership. That's what they've got to do.
It's been a long time since I've seen Dwayne play a second fiddle. This tells you how good Broom's going. Mario Laban did everything in his powers to pick up wickets in the first game. 2 up top, 2 at the death. It was the batters who faltered, according to him. But that's what cricket teaches you. You got to do it all over again. Broom wanting to be cheeky, not where he intended to hit. Look where he ended up. Dwayne there.
So you won't see this shot in any coaching manuals. Look at the edge, the back edge of the bat, surprisingly, and somehow. He was trying to run it off the face, I think, going down to the third man region, but onto the onside, surprisingly. Result to that shot, surprising attempt of that shot, seeing he's playing so well as well.
Just wonder why, which book has he subscribed to in the library? Is it the textbook? Oh no, the textbook was working for him. And look where he ended up. 22 for no loss in 2.3. Laban has generated a dot ball. Oh well, very, very lucky Broom. It's going to go for 4, but in Mario's mind, that should have hit him back.
Yeah, Laban's too good a ball to mess around with. You got to make sure you see him off. That's what you got to do. Tried to play that cute shot through the offside, fine, run off the face down to the vacant third man region, then attempting this as well when it wasn't on, with the ball coming back onto him. Got to go back to the basics, see him off, make sure he doesn't get any inroads into this top order, because these guys are key.
Oh, that's a classic shot. That's Broom special. Standing on top of that extra bit of bounce and whacking it away for 4.
He's played the game of cricket for a long, long time, Neil Broom. He's been a very fine player as well, and he'll acknowledge that that is by far, for him, the easiest shot to play rather than do anything that's a little bit unorthodox.
I tell you what, just moments ago the ball disappeared before in the fine leg region with absolutely no control. This time it was oozing control, and the scorecard doesn't differentiate. Eleven of Laban's over. Good slower delivery. 3 overs gone, 30 for no loss. Continuing from where he left off yesterday. Terrific striking, once again using the feet to create new angles, score runs in areas least expected. 45 of 34, putting his team in the driver's seat.
Sweeps, you gotta love it from Broom. You gotta love it.
Second nature. But I'll tell you what, it was pointed out by Meghna as well behind us that it was Dwayne who went for the big shots last time. Now the roles have reversed. I think there is a tacit learning for the youngsters watching this game then. Cricket is all about what works on that particular day.
And don't compete with your partner. If someone else is going nicely, sit back and watch him. Smith's been happy to do that so far.
Junaid hasn't found the rhythm yet. Best not to leave the ball. It's better to reload, come again, than leave the ball half-heartedly and fetch it from a long distance. Wide delivery. Down the leg side. Was he expecting Dwayne to dance down the track, or is it a genuine error? The spinners more often than not have attacked the legs of Dwayne Smith to not give him the room required, because he's someone who loves to go inside out. He's got a lot of power in the torso, so he's got a great base. He can stand and deliver. And even marginally short can mean trouble. This is straight down the ground for 4. It almost felt like Dwayne could have also pulled it over mid-wicket if he wanted. He's got 2 shots for every ball.
Junaid Siddiqui has certainly got the Afridi copycat run-up and delivery. Back over the top of Broome on that occasion. Afridi is his favourite player. Should I say was?
No, you were there in Canada GT20. So was he. He's getting younger. Shahid Afridi. Oh, it's got him this time, Junaid. Well, that can be a problem. What Dwayne did could be a problem thereafter he got out.
It was a problem missing the ball, that's for sure. It was an outstanding delivery, beautifully flighted, but he hit the stump out of the ground with the bat on his way. That is far from ideal. He will get penalised for that. Maybe suspended. I would think he might get suspended because that is not how it should be. Goes for the big swing, beautiful delivery, perfect flight, and that is terrible. That really is terrible to see.
The ball has hit timber. That's enough. You don't need to use the willow to hit timber again. But I've even heard the keeper any other day. Very dangerous indeed. And the dangerous Smith is walking back for just 6. Never got going. 35 for 1. New Jersey boy calling Maryland Mavericks home. Saiteja Mukamalla holds a promise. Here is the future of USA. He's got a taste of international games.
I don't want to take anything at all away from that delivery, because that delivery from Siddiqui was outstanding. The flight was absolutely magnificent. They'll be distressed, the owners. What Dwayne Smith's got to realise is that this broadcast is going to all cricketing nations. Now, for a player who's played international cricket for the West Indies to do that is atrocious in my book. And I'm sure there's going to be some action, because youngsters watching that, suddenly you're going to get people copying it. And that's exactly what you don't want to see. It's really, really poor from Dwayne Smith. That's why the owners were looking so stern, I'm sure, because that is just terrible.
Slower delivery, missed it completely. 4 overs gone, 37 for 1. (24-16) for Broome. Dwayne is the only man who's back in the hut for the Maryland Mavericks after they won the toss and chose to bat. Saiteja Mukamalla, the youngster, joins Broome.
Got themselves off to a great start, going at 9.25 to the over. Yeah, Smith has gone, but Broome has been superb.
Jasdeep Kenjige, Ravindrapal, Raymond, Shubham Ranjane, who might be number 4 as well, because that's where he usually bats in T20s as well. And back in India, here he changed his role as a finisher. Might be tempted to go back to number 4, I'll tell you.
Five fours in this knock from Broome. Raymond Reefer, he's still got the plaster on the hand. Yeah, he has still got it there. Split the webbing. Couple of stitches. Missed a lot of the Super 50 because of that. So he's recovered now, but just protecting it.
This will be an interesting battle. The experienced Raymond Reefer against Saiteja Mukamalla, who's been fast-tracked because he's someone who holds a lot of promise, extremely talented. And you mentioned about that injury. I think he's suggesting that to the umpire as well. Do I need to take it off or something like that? Or the umpire wants to inspect what it is. But it's not a bowling hand.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine because it's protecting a previous injury. So they won't cause any issues, I'm sure. He's just checking, though, the umpire.
The good news for California Golden Eagles also was the fact that he was able to take a catch in the deep. That's the bowling hand.
He showed me, actually, before the start of one of the games. It was quite a nasty gash, but it's healing quite nicely, but it's not totally healed, still a little bit raw, so he just wanted to protect a little bit more.
Catch it is the call. These need to stick. This will be 4. Saiteja Mukamalla dangerously puts this away for 4.
Ah, the good old-fashioned bowler killer. Lucky he didn't stick that left hand up because he might have been in trouble with that webbing had he done so. So choosing not to try and stop it was exactly the right thing to do.
Oh, he ducked it. Underneath that one, he ducked. In hindsight, it's always catchable, but he's got only himself to blame. So many times in nets, the balls hit straight past you. Do the bowlers practice this kind of catches?
They actually do. Yeah, they actually do. There's a drill they use when they come up and they bowl a ball to someone. There's someone standing about halfway down the pitch who suddenly underarms a tennis ball back at them. And as they bowl in their follow-through, they're supposed to react and catch a tennis ball. That's what they do with the drills.
There's our colleague. Created room. Inside out, the shot is on. I think what inspired him to play this is the man on the screen just moments ago, Rakeem Cornwall.
Not allowing Reefer to settle. 7 off the over so far, 1 ball to go.
He's engrossed in the conversations while also keeping an eye on the cricket. The gentle giant, Rakeem Cornwall.
Gave us a treat earlier.
Soft hand single taken. 5 overs gone, 45 for 1.
Well, it's definitely moving day, isn't it? Mike Haseman nailed it earlier. Feels like day 3 at a major golf championship. The results today are going to go a huge way to dictating who will take those 4 semi-final spots. It's still pretty compact, and if California could win this game, it will get even more compact. It would put the New York Cowboys into even further jeopardy. You would suspect that if the Mavericks can take the win, they're all but secured into a semi-final spot. Just the one wicket to go down so far. It was a big one too. Dwayne Smith, who's had a very good tournament. He was bowled and for good measure followed it up with a real moment of injudicious behaviour. I think he could be in trouble with Danny Kahn, the match referee. Dwayne Smith, in fairness, the full toss has just helped away for a single. He did go back and put the stump back in, as I've been a very good afternoon to Roshni. Roshni, not great to see that from Dwayne Smith, was it?
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that from him, but unfortunately, I'm sure he realized in the heat of the moment he had done something wrong. You can see he's putting it back. I think he was just very agitated. The way he had batted in that first game that they had shot, that's all the way to the boundary.
Good use of the crease, Saiteja Mukamala. He's a lovely young player to watch. I think he's one of the best prospects, homegrown prospects anywhere in the United States. Picks up the length quickly and pierces the gap. He almost looked like a bold schoolboy who'd just been to see the headmistress and seeing that he'd done something wrong. He knew he had to put the stump back in. Hopefully not too much harm done. Smith, iconic player. Great to have so many come up from the Caribbean for this tournament. A few come down from Canada too, and then some of the very best anywhere in the United States. Young Sai Mukamala, he's already done it a bit for USA. Is he one to watch for the future?
Absolutely. I think, you know, this young talent, he always looks very confident whenever he comes out with the bat, and I think, you know, this partnership, especially with Neil Broom on the other side, who had a great innings in the first game as well for them, is definitely going to be able to, you know, help guide this youngster and hopefully build up a partnership.
And for me, this is what events like the 2023 US Premier League are all about. A guy who's played more than 50 times from New Zealand all around the world, best part of 40 years of age. Saiteja Mukamala, barely 20, getting to learn and reap all of that experience from the Kiwi he's batting with at the moment. Nicely played, finds the gap again. Does he have the power to get to the rope? Yes, he does. Oh, so elegant from Saiteja Mukamala. End of the power play. Ireland going well. It's 55 for 1. Really good start this from the double M's from the Maryland Mavericks. Who do you make the tournament favourites thus far? I think if we looked at the squads pre-tournament, you'd have looked at the Titans from New Jersey as being one of the real ones in the mix. Mavericks, good side as well. They've dominated this power play.
Absolutely, the Mavericks are definitely a good side. Yeah, New Jersey Titans, you know, you would imagine would have been more on the dominant side, but that loss that they came from, is definitely going to put them back. Just looking over the power play. And that was a wicket for Dwayne Smith.
Change in bowling. It's going to be Chaitanya Bishnoi to come in with his left arm spin. I just wonder, as we're getting what is a pretty heavy usage into some of these surfaces here, will we see more and more spin influence? It doesn't matter if you bowl it there, full toss is no good. Beautifully played. The way he crafted that between that narrow gap at extra cover. Impressive from Mukamala. A lovely technique, a lovely setup, doesn't he, the youngster from New Jersey?
Absolutely. And when you talk about spinners, I do think so far in the tournament, we've seen a lot of the spinners, you know, dominate. You know, being able to take in those crucial wickets for their team.
Shot he loves, inside out over extra. It's pretty safe too. Yeah, there should have been 2 there. I know Ryan Scott is quick, but that for me was into a massive gap. A little bit slow on the turn, the 2 batters. Broom was somehow quicker than a man 20 years is younger.
Broom's looking to go.
Pulled into the pad, given a little bit of a celeb appeal from Bishnoi. He knew it was out. We've had one celeb appeal turned down. This time he turned back in time. It was angling in, probably going to go on and hit middle and leg. I don't think Neil Broom will have any arguments with that. And spin works the Oracle out of the power play.
Just looking in, yep. Umpire's giving it out. And Neil Broom goes. So both the openers are now sent back into the dugout. Neil Broom departs, 27 off 21. It's 57 for 2.
Abdullah had Malik to the crease at number 4. Big moment that. I think we're going to see spin start to play more and more of a role on days 4, 5 and 6, particularly with the fact we've had to keep loading all this play onto the one surface because of the rain that we've had. I think we'll be able to move over surfaces probably for maybe Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for the last 3 days of the comp. But the spinners will have a massive role to play, they really will. And a good piece of bowling this, it just skidded on. It was actually no turn that caused Broom's downfall.
Ball didn't turn, and that's how Neil Broom had departed.
Oh, now that is close for me. Be interesting to get another look at that in a moment. 7 have been bowled. It's 57 for 2. So 1 wicket in the over. Could it have been 2? There was only a stifled appeal. It wasn't too much interest from either Bishnoi or the keeper. The big question, was there any bat involved? Well, if there wasn't, I'm not too sure why the appeal wasn't more vociferous. That looks, to me, oh, very close indeed. I wonder, can we get one more look at that? I don't think there's any bat involved. Roshni, do you?
No, it doesn't look like there's any bat, and Chaitanya seemed very confident in that being a wicket. You could see the ball almost missing the bat.
Keeper hasn't helped out his bowler at all. We said yesterday we had a hat-trick ball, didn't we? Where they didn't even appeal. Now it was probably missing leg, fair enough. You've got to almost put the umpire in a position to make a decision, obviously within the spirit of the game and doing it correctly. But you're 100% entitled to inquire. That's what an appeal is. And that one, for me, I think it was because it was not much of an appeal, a half appeal from the bowler and nothing from the keeper. That's why it's not being given out. But on second or third view, it's always easier on second or third view. Well, it looked very close indeed. Over the offside, takes the aerial route, should get a couple.
It's going to be important for Saideja and Ahad to build up a good partnership. It's not got any bat on it. The heel would have been.
That side on angle you can tell as well, Roshan, can't you? It's not going to go over the top either. So really, definitely one I think they'll look back on and say, God, we should have appealed a bit more. Nicely played. Really good use of one of Saiteja Mukamala's favourite areas. And it goes all the way for 6. Nearly a great over from Kumar. He can't get out of it. It's 65 for 2. So a good platform, and Mukamala starting to warm up nicely. Done him an injustice though, he's not 20, he's 19 still. How's he still a teenager? Absolutely,
this youngster, I mean, the way he's going, and if he's able to, keep this going, it's definitely going to be very impressive to showcase his talent at the USPL here. And that's what the USPL is about, to be able to give these youngsters a chance. Give them a platform to hit shots like that. That's a mighty one there.
Down the ground, look at the use of the feet, but not enough. He's done everything right there, but it's the toe of the bat, and that's where he looks down at it. Maybe looking more to go over long off at first into one of his favourite areas. He's dragged it, the toe of the bat's been hit, and he sadly holed out to long on. An innings rich in promise has now ended.
Chaitanya coming back in, looking to get over. Unfortunately gets into the hands of Mario Laban. Chaitanya Bishnoi with his second wicket. Saideja Mukamala departs 26 for 19. It's 66 for 3. Ravinder Singh comes in for the Maryland Mavericks.
Yeah, big innings for him. Didn't quite get it done yesterday. Scott chooses against the throw, I think rightly so. I think Abdullah Had would have got home. Feel sorry for Mukamala, he was looking so good here. Just the wrong part of the bat he made connection with.
California owners are definitely happy with that wicket.
Nice bowler to watch, isn't he, Bishnoi? Nearly a mix-up there. The misfield will allow the single. For me, he gets good action on the ball. He's really trying to put revs in it. Getting good drift and then dip as a consequence. 2 wickets already for him.
Ravinder on strike. Now Ravinder, coming from Canada, he's been pretty explosive. He's played for the Canadian side.
Swept around the corner. Really clever batting from Ravinder Pal Singh. If you don't have the power to necessarily hit down the ground for 6, you can use the pace on the ball. That's what he's done here. Nice start for him.
Swept that away to the boundary. Now Ravinder's definitely, he has a platform. He's gonna need to, settle in. These two need to make a partnership, build back the innings.
So the dot ball will close out the 9th. It's 72 for 3. So plenty of batting to come, Roshni. It'd be interesting to see how they approach those remaining. Jasdeep Singh and Nosh Kenjige, both American national team players, both very capable with the bat, but they're kind of all-rounders. Raymond Ranrattan, we haven't seen much from him yet. Looking forward to seeing how he goes.
There's Shubham Ranjane as well. So definitely a lot of batting to come, but the partnerships are what get crucial. They definitely, building up a partnership is going to be crucial. So far, the wickets have been kept coming. So these two experienced batsmen definitely need to stay out there.
Yeah, spot on. And I think if they can maybe take it up to, let's say, over 15, 16, then there's plenty of power hitting to come. Then the Mavericks, current run rate's an interesting one to keep an eye on. In around 8 per over, a little bit less than that. They want 160 plus though. We think 160 is sort of par, don't we? No more than that.
Yeah, 160 is definitely par. So it's going to be important. And as you mentioned, a lot of power hitters to come. So if these two are able to get going, just build up a good partnership, it'll allow any of the batsmen to come in to just be able to go and play.
2 is the immediate call, and this is going to be gone, surely. Well, he's got a bit of a reputation, Abdullah Had, as one who can cause a stutter step in between the wickets, and it's the stutter step that I think has been the downfall of Ravinder Pal Singh. If they went absolutely immediately, he might have been okay, but it was the hesitation on the turn. When the batter's not waiting, he thinks he's gone.
He's gone by a huge distance, and if I'm not mistaken, this might be the second time Ravinder Pal Singh has been run out. And the decision is out. Unfortunately, Ravinder is going to have to depart.
Yeah, not sure what they're checking. He is gone for 6, and it's going to be a drinks break for the players. The score, 74 for 4.
Drinks it is at the moment, halfway through, over number 10 at this stage. They've just lost their 4th wicket, 74 for 4 now. Lovely sights looking towards Fort Lauderdale. Blue sky, clouds, no sign of rain. That's the forecast the rest of the day. Tomorrow, the day after, and until this tournament finishes on Tuesday when the finals played. So we are set for some outstanding cricket to come. Here's a look at some of the highlights.
Yeah, a lovely start from Neil Broom. In the last game, he played a bit more as the anchor, but here he's the aggressor. Beautiful drives, elegant drives. A nice cut right there. And then you can see the wicket coming soon of Dwayne Smith. Yep, cleaned him up. Unfortunate way to go through, but then the youngster Saiteja Mukabala comes at number 3. The first time we've seen him bat in this USPL. I really thought that he was going to break that record of the youngest batsman to score an half-century. Look, dead in front was given. The dreaded finger raises, and Saiteja again showing his class. You can see right here the toe of the bat there from him. Picks out Mario Laban at long on. And a poor piece of communication here between the Maryland Mavericks. We've seen a lot of runouts here in Lauderhill, Florida in this year's of USPL. 74 for 4 for the Maryland Mavericks. Not bad to start, Mikey.
Yeah, they're doing okay, I suppose. Current run rate at 7.8. They were going nicely. And the first wicket went down on 35, second on 57, then the third on 66. Put them back a little bit, losing them so quickly together. But there's still plenty of time for them to step on here.
And this is one player I'm excited to watch. Shubham Ranjane has a lot of first-class experience back in India and Mumbai in particular. A lot of experience in the domestic circuits as well here. 2 experienced campaigners at the crease looking to build a very crucial partnership.
I suppose the California Golden Eagles will be quite happy with the situation with these 2 guys having just arrived, so they can't really step on the gas yet. There's got to be some sort of recovery here. They've got to get a partnership together so that they can go towards the last 5 overs and launch.
And the bowling has been looking much better from the California Golden Eagles. We were talking about their previous encounter with the Chicago Patriots, where the Patriots were much more disciplined with their bowling compared to the first game that they had. Quite similar from the Golden Eagles here. They've come with a strategy.
Dot ball to finish. That's 10 overs gone now. 76 for 4. To you live from the Broward County Stadium in Lauderhill, Florida, as we're watching the Maryland Mavericks just try and recover a little bit. Just in a spot of bother, but okay, I suppose, overall the run rate, but they would like to be only 2 wickets down, ideally. Turn now. We thought this might come into the play a little bit.
Yeah, and Bishnor is looking very good today. He's hitting the right lens, getting a hint of turn, making it very uncomfortable for Ahad Malik as well as Shubham Ranjane to get some runs. Just come into the crease as well.
Certainly gives it a nice rip, which is lovely to see. A few young spinner watching this around the cricketing globe. This telecast is going everywhere around the world. As a young spinner, you've got to try and give the ball a good rip. That's important. If the control's not there initially, just keep working on it. Trying to turn the ball is the most important objective. Outstanding. Brilliant flight. There was a noise. Was it off the top of the pad?
Well, that's a huge noise. That was a very big noise. They thought they had their man for a minute there. A fabulous piece of wicket keeping as well from Unmukchan.
I think this might be a really good decision. They're looking for the inside edge.
Yeah, let's see right here. Bishnoi hits the right areas. A little too up. I think that might have got a little bit of an inside edge. I'm not quite sure.
Batter says no, bowler says yes. And the umpire in the red shirt, an important man.
And well, his decision is final, Mikey. It has to be respected. He's the main man. He's the one that's making all the decisions. And there he is, umpire Irfan Syed. Let's
have a closer look. Did he get an inside edge? Might have been a bit of an inside edge onto the pad as well.
Might have been. There's a big gap there between bat and pad. So I'm not sure if that might have touched his pad because of that gap.
It definitely hit the pad. I wonder if it was both though. It was a beautifully flighted delivery, that's for sure. Superbly bowled.
Yeah, Bishno has been looking very, very good. You can see that's the dugout of the California Golden Eagles supporting their boys. They have 2 young under-21s in their team, Sadan Shah and Drew Pawar, both left-arm spinners, so they must be admiring the way Chaitanya Bishno is bowling right now. It's a superb piece of left-arm orthodox. They'll take 2 on that occasion. A good over from Chaitanya Bishno, only 4 from it. 80 for 4 after 11 for the Maryland Mavericks.
Eleven gone, 80 for 4 at the moment. Recovery time right now. There was almost a wicket. Let's have a look and see what happened from this angle. Oh, definitely inside edge onto the pad. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a great piece of wicket keeping, of course, from the skipper. And his hard luck. Bishnoy did deserve that wicket, but again, the umpire's call is final, and that is very disappointing.
Superb delivery. Oh, that's a friendly full toss. Put away. Only for the single, though.
Yeah, Shubham Ranjane must be disappointed. Must be disappointed. A full toss ball. He must have been looking for runs there.
Just a quick glance from the umpire standing to square leg to see if that was above waist height, but nothing.
Yeah, needs to build something here, Ahad Malik. Similar type of stroke play. Knocking it around for a single. And right now, the Golden Eagles seem to be in a bit of control. 82 with almost 8 overs to go. It's a really good piece of bowling here.
Yeah, this run rate is drying up, going at 7.2 now. Just a couple of quiet overs makes a big difference in T20 cricket. Suddenly that run rate can take a little bit of a drop. Halfway through this over, just 2 from it from Kumar.
They still do have batsmen left in the hut. The skipper, Jesse Singh, could provide a little bit with bat. Of course, you still have Ronaldo Ali Muhammad as well. And a little bit more of Raymond Ram Ratan, the youngster from New Jersey.
Got a nice buzz in the field at the moment. It's good to see aggressive fielding. They're feeling like they're on top right now. Really nice work from the California Golden Eagles. And a must-win game for them. Not totally, but almost.
They must have come with a big plan, and they're executing to the plan that the way they're playing. A little bit of a loosener. The call will only be for 1. A good over from Kumar. He's only conceded 4 from it. It's 84 for 4 after 12.
Quick, guys.
Let's go downstairs and join Nickel.
I've got Sharad Joshi, the co-owner of the Maryland Mavericks, with me. Sharad, this is your 2nd season of ownership here with the Maryland Mavericks. What have you enjoyed about being involved in this competition?
First of all, I think this is a great platform for a lot of players, both domestic and international, to showcase their talent. Season 2 has been fantastic. Some big names coming out of the US squad. Jesse Singh, our captain, Sai Teja, our youth player, under 19 player. We have Nashtosh Kenjige from US. And then that is blending very well with some really good international stars like Dwayne Smith, Neil Broom, and many others who have played in a lot of national and international leagues. So really excited to be part of that cricket fraternity. The other thing that is impressive this year has been the production and how the production quality has improved and enhanced to a totally new level. Really excited to be part of the season 2.
And in terms of the cricket itself, you're one of the few people that have been involved from the inception. What are some of the differences and changes you've seen with the league over the couple of years?
What I've seen is a lot more professionalism, a pretty good mix of players, a great venue. This is one of the best venues we have in the US. In fact, I was here to watch India-West Indies game earlier this year. The other thing which I have been really impressed by is the quality.
Well, sorry to interrupt you. We're just going to send it upstairs because there has been a review check for a stumping. So just have a look at that and then return.
Sure.
Nick Curl, thank you very much. Apologies, Sharad. We're just going to have to have a look at this and come back to you shortly. But I think he just gave up, actually. I think that was the issue. Didn't get back in time, I'm sure. He thought he was beaten. He thought it was taken cleanly, but it wasn't. There was just a little bit of a juggle and enough time perhaps for him to get back, but I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at this.
It's never going to be no ball.
We'll have to take a look. Dropped at a first one, Mukchan, but that's very good game awareness. Yeah, I think he's gave up. Oh, that's gone. That's gone, gone, gone. Gone like a little kid's Halloween candy on November 2nd.
Dropped it twice. Picked it up on the third occasion. And there's 3 red letters you don't want to see at any time of the year, including Halloween. 86 for 5 now. Raymond Ramartin, who's there now, lost another wicket, so that hasn't helped their run rates. Dropped again with things going a little bit quiet. Good turn. Back again to Nickel.
Yeah, Sharad, just in terms of continuing the conversation with your team, Jasdeep Singh is your captain this year. Just tell us the relationship between the ownership and leadership in terms of on the field with the team.
Great question. When Jesse was around 12, 13 years old, he actually played with us.
Well, unfortunately, we'll have to go back upstairs because another wicket, second in the over.
Sharad, I think we're going to have to put a clamp on you, mate. Every time you open your mouth, there's a wicket going down for your team, which is not great news, I'm afraid. We'll try and get back to you shortly, but gee, they are in a little bit of a spot of bother now. We're looking to recover, but it hasn't been the case.
Just beautiful bowling. Chaitanya Bishnoi has come out to be a superb superstar for this California Golden Eagles side. And that was dead in front. The dreaded finger is raised by umpire Irfan Said. Raymond Ramarthan goes without troubling the scores. 86 for 6 for the Maryland Mavericks. Chaitanya Bishnoi has been bowling so good, so beautiful, so elegant, that his figures spell out looking like a wow. The skipper, Jasdeep Singh, comes in. Number 8, 86 for 6 with 1 to go. He has a lot of expectations on him. As you can see right there, wow.
Wicket, no run, wicket. Terrific stuff. In the first game today, we saw 3 wickets fall with a score on 101. 2 wickets falling now with a score on 86. Last ball of this over, just conceding 2 runs. 2 wickets as well. It's going to stay exactly like that. What an over. Outstanding work. 13 gone, 86 for 6. So 86 for 6. Fort Lauderdale in the background. 13 overs done now. 7 to go. Plenty of sunshine, but not for the Maryland Mavericks at this stage because things are falling apart at this stage. Right, let's go downstairs again to Nico. And Sharad, good luck this time.
Sharad, what's happening? Every time you talk, it's just seeming to be wickets falling.
You got to change your position, guys.
But we were asking about Jasdeep Singh, just again express about the relationship that you guys have.
So when Jesse was like 12, 13-year-old in domestic amateur league that we have in New Jersey, we have been always playing over the weekends, and he used to be a kid training with us, and we have seen his growth over the years. It is fantastic to see him represent not just in Maryland Mavericks in US Premier League, but also at the United States national team level. So really proud to be that.
Yeah, quite amazing that Jesse's actually batting behind you in the middle. Final question for you, 87 for 6 now. How do you assess the position? What do you think is a competitive total to get in this first innings?
Yes, 2020 is a very funny game. It can turn around very quickly. Just a small partnership. Yeah, we lost a few wickets, but so be it. I think if these 2 guys stick around for 4-5 overs, we can accelerate in the last few, and that would be great score to chase.
All right, Sharad, for your sake, and
Thank
hopefully
you.
no more wickets. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Top wicket takers at the moment, Chaitanya and also Sharad. Chaitanya got 4, Sharad, the owner's got 2.
Yeah, it's been very good bowling from the California Golden Eagles attack. In particular, the spinners have been looking very good. Bishnoi, 4 for 15 from his 4 overs. Very economical and a wicket taker. Kumar looking good as well. 1 to go, and it's conceded 19. It's just been the same story, knocking it around for 1. That's 4 from Kumar's over, 20 for 4 from his spell. That's 90 for 6 after 14 for the double M's.
Tanya's been terrific so far. 6 overs to go now. Here's a look at the wickets. That was a big wicket the first time. Broom was playing so nicely. Undid him with his length. That's how he's dismissed Broom, which is really good work. This one caught comfortably at long on. This was an inside air, and the stumping missed it. Stumping again, the 3rd grab as it turned out, and then LBW as well, and also assisted in a run out. So he's been very busy.
Well, he has a 5 for indirectly then. Has been part of 5 dismissals out of 6. He has been the man of the moment. And Unmuk Chand has thrown it back to Raymond Reefer.
He's got 3 overs left, Raymond Reefer. Short first up, hammered on the leg side. And maybe 4. We'll have to do a check on that. Did he release the ball in time? That's the question. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, it looks 4 to me here. Mikey, I think he slid with the ball in his hand. It's hard to be running at such a fast speed, collecting the ball, throwing it back in. As you can see, they're running at high speeds when the ball's being cracked at that pace. And yeah, he has possession of the ball once he touches the boundary rope. So he's definitely conceded 4 there. Yap and Irfan Saeed.
So that's an important start to this over, actually. Reef went for 8 in his first over. He's only bowled 1 up until now. So a boundary off the first ball. Nothing wrong with the fielding. Scooting around that boundary line. Couldn't do any better, really.
Yeah, not the greatest of line in lengths from Raymond Reefer. Hit the surface a bit too hard, a bit too short.
Yeah, that's the problem, I think. Just sits up when it's short. A bit wide that time, so it brings a sweep into play on the offside. Only 1. Dangerous ball to bowl that with third man also inside the circle. Was so wide, just open the blade, let it run off the face. You might pick up a boundary. I guess at this stage, these batsmen are looking to score runs in front of themselves.
Well, the end of the middle overs is arriving. It's coming as soon as possible. So Raymond Reefer and his men are looking to concede as many dot balls. However, Jasdeep Singh and Shubham Ranjan, they need to get it going.
And the blade that time. Got to make sure they keep ticking him over. Boundary off the first. Single off every other ball at this stage. So halfway through the over, they've already got 6.
Yeah, Shubham Ranjan is a man with high class and high experience. He's not going to fall under pressure under these circumstances. He's seen pressure at the highest level, and he's been in big matches in big tournaments. So I would say that the Maryland Mavericks are backing on this pair to get them to a very good total.
If they can get to 140, if that's possible. It's not impossible. Just needs a couple of good overs. Problem is they've got 6 down at this stage.
Yeah, a bit cross of the line from Jasdeep Singh there. Kind of like a nothing shot. His head seemed to be falling over a little bit, and yeah, he knows he's missed out. Takes his cricket very seriously, Jasdeep Singh. Have had the opportunity of playing with him back in New Jersey. But one thing about him is that he takes his cricket very seriously. He knows when to take advantage of certain deliveries, and he knows when to capitalize on opportunities.
Well, he's very experienced. Been around for a long time as Jesse. He's got underneath that. Vacant territory though. They might be able to touch and turn. Yep, coming back for the second. Throws right over the top, so safely home. Yeah. Keeper quite correctly, Chand is just pointing out you've got to get that throw nice and low because of the sun.
Yeah, and that man on your screen, Ryan Scott, he will be one of the key players for this California Golden Eagles side. Again, a game that they would love to win today. It'll help them in terms of points and net run rate to stay in this tournament. He'll have to play a big role today in the batting lineup.
Last ball. Dot ball to finish. 15 gone. 98 for 6.
Yeah, last 5 overs to come. Important time for both teams. Mavericks looking for runs quickly. These two at the crease more than capable. Siddique has bowled well. Yeah, they've been hard at work in the last couple of days, so they deserve some relaxation, the ground staff. Andrew Leonard is alongside me. Andrew, how do the Mavericks recover at this stage to something competitive?
Yeah, I think they bat pretty deep, don't they? They would have the absolute wild card option of going with an impact player if they lost another wicket now, getting an extra batter in, but I don't think they'll need to do that. Still have batting to come Nosh Kenjige probably a next, you'd suspect. With 100 now up. I know 140 Mike Hazeman is talking about. Don't want to limit their ambitions. 150 could still be possible. That's going to take about 10 and over.
I've been really surprised with the use of Kevin Stout by the Mavericks. They've had him as an impact player the last couple matches. Bowled that one over in the 5-over encounter last night. Won them the game. But Stout has got 3 first-class 50s, 100, sorry, about 16 50s, and he's got listed his half centuries as well. There he is, left of screen, padded up with the helmet on, so likely they'll make that impact player change after the wicket goes down. But I'm surprised that they've waited so long to get him in. He's proven, he's done well in the United States for years now. He's a good all-round presence to have. I thought maybe you get him in at 4 or 5 where he usually bats.
Yeah, it's also maybe not the greatest use of the role of the impact player either, is it? Because if you're going to use him like this, should he not have been in the starting 11? And then somebody else could have been the impact player. Hard to know what the thinking is. Certainly both captains wanted to do something different. Both captains wanted to bat first. It's the first time we've seen any captain want to do that. And Jesse Singh was the one who won the toss. And he's now desperately in there scrapping to try and get his Maverick side up to something of a defendable total.
Deep cover Reeford as well. Keeps it to just a couple. No boundaries in the over conceded. That's a small win for the Golden Eagles. 105 for 6.
So here's a look at who in theory could be next, either Nosh Kenjige, Annie Samadri or Ronaldo. But there is that wild card, the impact player. And we suspect with the fact that Stout is padded up, they're at least thinking about it. He's going to come in and bowl, maybe make use of him with the bats as well. I suspect he'd probably replace somebody like Neil Broom potentially, or one of the batters that are already out. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Mario Lebon bowled 2 good overs up front. Now has another challenge at hand on the back end of the innings. That is heaved into the onside, but I think the man has done well enough. Is Saif Badar on that corner boundary. A significant moment because it's the potential wicket of Shubham Ranjani. Umpires will have a discussion.
Yeah, I think understandably this is going to go upstairs. Mario Laban, I thought he was outstanding yesterday. There's no problem with the front foot. Obviously, you need to go through that process. So that's fine. Now the catch was taken cleanly. It's all about where his back foot landed and when it was released. That is excellent work. For me, that's as clean as anything. And the finger will go up, or out will come up onto the big screen. Maybe now it's going to be impact player time, but excellent work. What a catch that is. From Saif Badar. Good athleticism. It does come up on the big screen, so Shubman, he's caught short. He's gone for 11, and the Mavericks in all sorts of trouble. 105 for 7.
Time for a bit of impact then. And the Mavericks needed someone to make an impression quickly, because they're heading down the barrel of what would be a below par total. So they've gone for the all-rounder from Barbados, Kevin Stout. Played phase 2 of the tournament last season, back in July, averaged 38 with the bat. So it's more than capable now in new colors, has a job to do. Been good from LeBron though, because he picked up 4 in the first game against the Patriots and now has followed it up. Even though he's only got the 1 wicket, those 2 overs up front were crucial and now has been rewarded.
It really is surprising that Stout, who's just recently turned 38, he hasn't been used really a bit more with the bat. Just the impact player yesterday. What an impact it was in that 5-over a bridge chase. Picked up a wicket and went for just 3 runs. LeBron has maybe, for me, been the bowler of the tournament. He's got that slightly mixed action, doesn't he, Nikhil, which assists with his Yorkers and his short ball, and also makes it difficult for the batter to pick up. Super stuff from Laban.
Jasdeep Singh has been there now for 14 deliveries. He needs to find the boundary. Haven't done so for just over 2 overs now.
Yeah, umpire none too pleased. I think he's trying to keep an eye on both the short third fielder and the backward point, who are right on the edge of the 30-yard circle. Point of release for the bowler, you have to be inside that circle. They both are now. Here's a look at the wicket again. Very full. That tends to be where Laban gets a lot of his success from, and this is marvellous work. We've become almost accustomed to this, Nikhil, haven't we? Catches like this become like a second nature. They're not easy though. Back live with you now. And it's been that T20 game that has added this set of skills. Players, they all practice it now too. I like that little celebration. He's saying, umpire, it's out. You should know it's out. Another one gone. Mavericks in trouble.
He's hit it straight, but Rifa has been very busy today on that boundary and patrolling it as well. Very good over from LeBron, just 4 and a wicket, 109 for 7. Well, it's been the day for the California Golden Eagles right from the start. Junaid Siddiqui with his leg breaks. They bowled a lot of spin in that power play, actually. Both the wrist spinners and the finger spinners brimming with confidence, a lot of effectiveness. Mario LeBron has been busy. Both 2 good overs up front and then just entered the wickets column, but bit of confusion. Ravinder Paul Singh, this is an important wicket because of his power. Didn't get back there for the second and then almost gave up on it. Now time for some leg spin. I think there was bat involved there, but not often you see 2 overs of leg spin being bowled in the last 5. Only a few wrist spinners are capable of doing that. Just continuing the wickets there. And the spinners have wreaked havoc today. Bishnoi with 4.
I'll tell you something, he could have had 6 for it. He had what for me I felt was a plum LBW turn down, as much due to a lack of appeal as anything. The umpire was given a decision to make in it, and then one that we thought was caught behind off an inside edge, given not out. 4 for 15, one of the bowling performances of the tournament. The spinners have just dominated. I think we're seeing real signs. You can start to see the physical wear and tear. There's just so much use of this one wicket. We've had to stay with this wicket, understandably, because of that. Look at that. So much wear and tear on both over the wicket and round the wicket. Spinners going to be critical today and tomorrow if we go again on this same pitch.
The Mavericks will be looking to guys like not just Kenjige and others, but before they can think about the bowling efforts, they need a competitive total on the board. Still think, given the way Cornwall and Co chased in that last game, you get less than 140, you're in trouble. So still need 140 plus, maybe even 150.
Yeah, Kenjige's 4 overs in particular will be critical. Raymond Ranrattan maybe with some leg breaks. Dwayne Smith could bowl a few cutters. So Teja Mukamala is the one that Stout has replaced. Also, if you look at the way that Stout bowls all those cutters, he'll definitely be an option. He'll bowl lots of pace-off deliveries. I think that's the way to go for the rest of the day. There's no pace to work with, is there? It's not sharp turn, it's not extreme turn, but it's just, if you're not picking up your runs in the first 6 overs, you're going to struggle outside of that power play, I think, and that will be the key to the chase for California as they look to get off the board.
A decision to make now for the next over. Rifa has 2, Laban has 1, so has options, we'll see. But good spell from Siddique, 1 wicket, just the 29 runs conceded. 1-1-4 for 7. Well, the decision is made. Got options. Mario Laban will bowl this penultimate over, his 4th. Starts pace off, just 1. He's one of the few players, actually, Laban, who's played in all 3 editions of this tournament. Last season, played the 2 phases, sorry. Picked up 10 wickets. It was in different colors then, but now for his new team, he's impressed. 4 wickets on day 1, and now he's already in the wickets column, and he's been important. These 19 deliveries he's bowled, yes, he's only got the 1 wicket, but look deeper. Economy has been less than 6 and over. Has to finish well. Has connected well, very well. Kevin Stout, the impact player, doing exactly what he's been asked of.
Big shot. You have to wonder, where's he been with the bat? Should have been up the order. He's come in as the impact player. That's impactful, to say the least. Right into the slot by Lavan and filled the boots over long on. Cleared the man out there comfortably. The start of this over, it was 114 for 7. It means that after that flying start in the power play where they scored 55, the last 12 overs have yielded just 59 runs. So every run they're getting is much needed now. I think 140, if they could somehow get there of a final flourish, that could be a really competitive score, particularly if Kenjige and Stout bowl well.
The straight boundaries here at the Broward County Stadium tend to be on the smaller side, so see seamers trying to go full and wide because they're afraid of what Stout just did. He tried then to go full and wide. Instead, he's missed badly. But it's not given a no ball. Jasdeep Singh is in disbelief.
Well, my immediate reaction was my arm was twitching. The umpire in me, Nikhil. I thought this was over the waist-high position of the standing batter. And oh, marginal to say the least. Jesse Singh's just pointing at the big screen. And he's saying, why don't I have a no ball, umpire? Top ball, the end result. Gets away with it, Mario.
Ryan Scott under it. Makes no mistake. Mario Laban has been really good today and in this tournament.
Well, he's had a marvellous tournament. 4 wickets yesterday. Some dance moves for the Eagles in the crowd. That's the S&C coach there. 2 more for him today. He'll want a third. Jesse Singh was almost too caught up with the fact that it should have been a no ball and a free hit to follow it. Ryan Scott is a good athlete. He's a good mover across the turf. Takes the comfortable catch out at long off. Singh never really got going. He's gone for 18. It's 122 for 8.
Ronaldo Ali Mohammed. Seven deliveries remaining in this innings. How many can they get? You think Kevin Stout, who's at the non-strikers and needs to face the majority of them. Instead, Mohammed will take 1 and retain the strike. 1 over to go, 1, 2, 3 for 8. Use of that impact player, which is why Stout has the star next to his name. They'll be disappointed, especially looking at the fact that Broom and Sateja Mukamala both got starts and got them in quick time as well. No one else really able to make an impact.
6 players have got to double figures and no one has made more than Neil Broom's 26. I actually thought the pick of the innings was Sateja Mukamala's 26 off 19. He was looking so good till he just found the toe of the bat. And this will be an interesting over for Abhimanyu Lamba, who's very expensive in his solitary over thus far. Went for 15. Here's the final of the first innings.
Yeah, there was an extra cover in the circle. It's really good connection, but placement by Ronaldo Ali Mohammed.
Oh, how many famous sportsmen's names does this man have in his name? Ronaldo, Ali, Mohammed. That's Cristiano, that's Muhammad Ali, that's Mohamed Salah, all in one. Cricketing's version of right now. Nicely played, inside out over extra for 4. He's only missed the block hole there by literally inches, maybe millimeters. In fact, wasn't that bad a delivery. But good skills to get underneath it enough to get the elevation that was required in what is glorious now mid-afternoon sunshine. The shadows start to lengthen across the ground. Fielders flowing everywhere. Raymond Reefer comes to have a chat to him.
So I'm quite surprised by this decision, and the fact that Arifa, who's bowled in the back end of T20 innings throughout his career, he's played over close to 100 T20s. Instead, they've gone with Lamba, and he's under pressure. First ball's gone for a boundary. He's going to bowl that plan. May want an extra field on that offside boundary. Full toss, but it goes straight up. Arifa under it, has some work to do, and puts it down.
Did all the hard work, didn't he? And the DJ's having a little bit of fun in the background. There's almost a shriek, a howl of laughter that echoes around the ground here in Lauderhill. That adds a bit of insult to injury. It was a full toss. It wasn't the best delivery, but it's been put down. Back live with you now. And the short ball works. I think he wants a wide step, but nothing wrong with that. Did everything he needed to long on. Made such good ground in, and it almost became too easy a catch, and then his arms, his hands just got cramped for room, and it popped out.
And he still maintains this field with 3 deep on the leg side, so that option of into the pitch may be preferred. And second dot in a row now. This is important.
Yeah, clever piece of bowling. Back-to-back dot balls. That will ease the pain of that drop from Raymond Reefer. Very experienced cricketer. He's a good athlete. Does have that strapping on his left hand, and that's actually exactly where it landed into. That's what he was seen adjusting, just causing him some discomfort.
Sustained a split webbing in the Super 50 Cup in the Caribbean, playing for the Barbados Pride. So still feeling the effects of that, Reefer. Hasn't been a terrible over from Lamba. Only 6 runs, and the fact he created the opportunity as well wasn't taken. I think though, just judging on what we've seen from this surface and the tournament, 129, even if they can get to 135 with a maximum, still below par. Golden Eagles with Unmuk Chan and Reefer and others to come will feel that they're in the driver's seat. Final delivery. Can't get it to the boundary, so it means the Mavericks will end on exactly 130. Valiant effort in terms of the recovery, but they just lost too many wickets in the middle after what was a really good start. Credit to Sadiq, credit to Mario Laban and Chaitanya Bishnoi for that bowling approach. They will start favourites in that second innings.
Yeah, really an innings of 2 halves, or the first quarter and the latter 3 quarters then. 55 for 1, a wonderful platform coming out of the power play, and then as soon as the spinners came on, the game changed. Bishnoi, the star of the show, no doubt. Those 6 batters who all got to double figures, no one could get more than 27 from Broome. Fighting efforts from Jasdeep Singh at the end, and that one big 6 for Kevin Stout, but no one could really score with any continued fluency. As a consequence, outside of those first 2 partnerships, not much of note either. Just like the fact there was 6 batters in double figures, there was 6 partnerships in double figures too. There was 5, the last one didn't quite get there. For the bowlers, definitely the pick of them. Outstanding spell from the left arm spin of Chaitanya Bishnoi. He easily could have had a 5-er, but 4 for 15. Outstanding returns from him.
Well, they have some work to do, the Mavericks, if they want to defend that 130. The Golden Eagles, though, searching for that win, will need 131 from the allotted 20 overs. Should be captivating when we return from the break.
The Mavericks managed 130 for 8 in their allotted 20 overs. They stumbled, stuttered, but reached that 130 mark. It's a little different kind of a surface compared to the first game that we had here at the Broward County Stadium here in Florida. 131. Can Unmukt and boys get there? Well, this was the route taken to 130. Broom started off well, driven on the up a couple of times. Laban was also taken to the cleaners. Dwayne Smith getting out in that fashion, more than that, knocking timber with the willow would have been more troublesome to him than the wicket itself. I think the spinners did well in between too to ensure that wickets fell at regular intervals, 35, 57, 66, 74.
I think that's exactly the story. They were all falling at the wrong time. That's the problem. Every time they looked like they were starting to get going, another wicket fell, and one after the other just kept getting chopped. So their total is not a challenging one, I'm afraid. The Mavericks have been really good up until now, but this has been a far from ideal performance from them. Bit of turn in this surface also. That was the third grab.
Yeah, more than Chaitanya Bishnoi. I think the batter trusted Unmukt.
Again, you'll just see catches at the wrong time as far as the Mavericks are concerned. Anytime they launch something, every now and then there was one that went all the way, but not very often, I'm afraid.
Never got the momentum. And with this wicket as well, it was sealed. That was, of course, put down. I think that was the only blip in the field as far as the men in blue were concerned.
Quite astonishing, really, that Broom top scored with 27, 5 fours in that 27. And that's just not enough. You can't win games with someone top scoring unless the ball is something really special. That's the target for the California Golden Eagles. We know how much they need to win this. 131 they require. They got 20 overs. The Mavericks are out there right now in the sunshine, and they want to make a difference. They want to take wickets early. That's what they've got to do. That's the only way I think they're going to stop them, really.
Trust Kevin Stout. Provide those wickets. And the men in blue, California Golden Eagles, they'll be looking forward to a good innings from the skipper. It's important to have a performing captain, especially in a tournament like this, Mike, where games come at you thick and fast.
Absolutely. Jesse Singh is going to be essential in this. Chand as well. So a couple of guys who have got to lead their packs. I think we must mention Bishnoi. He was outstanding, Chaitanya Bishnoi, getting 4 for 15 and also a run out. So his performance in the first half of this game was really special. Someone's going to try and match that if they can.
I thought Mario was decent too, picking up a couple of wickets for his 26. Very different wickets compared to the way he bowled in the previous game, picking up 4, 2 up top, 2 down the order. Importance of a good start here, Mike.
Essential, absolutely essential. It's Kaleem. He's got to make sure that he gets going. Chand at the other end. We know he's a very fine player. Didn't get going in the last game, but he's got wonderful balance, Chand. That's one thing you've got to admire about his work.
Just get a feeling that a run chase might help Unmukt Chand get into this tournament really well. A straightforward run chase as well at 6.5.
It is indeed. He's a busy cricketer too, Chand. I like that. He's a terrific runner between the wickets, so he's one of those guys who's very alert about his game. He'd have to be up against Jesse Singh, captain of the Maryland Mavericks, been with the owners, the 3 owners of the Maryland Mavericks, since he was 13 years of age when he played club cricket with them. So this is going to be a really important start. So it's a nice little head-to-head for starters. The captains in play right at the top.
Just earlier in the day, Rakeem Cornwall was able to get the better of his counterpart, Jalal Dua. Would we see something similar when Unmukt comes on strike from Jesse Singh? A slip in place to Yasir Kaleem. Jesse steaming in. Very good delivery to start with.
Setting a tone early is Jesse's job. Very good delivery first up. Nice rhythm. He's got a terrific run up. We've always liked the way he goes about his job. Very determined. It's not an excessively long run up, but it's a well-paced run up. He gathers nice speed as he gets in. Good little gather, and everything is in line with the batsman. It's all direct at the batsman. Love that sunshine glaring on the pitch.
That was a catchable height indeed. Now it'll be a single as well, rubbing salt in the wound. The Golden Eagles start to tick, but only just.
Fielding in T20 cricket is so important. You can do all the work as a bowler. You can have all the plans in place. Looking to drive on the up, did not have to move. Straight in, straight out. First chance down.
It's a day game, no dew, no wet outfield. This had to stick from Kevin Stout, who last night was the impact player. Unmukh Chand now getting that single, starting to tick as well.
Jesse Singh got a little bit excited, but it just sliding leg side.
Now Jesse Singh is someone who creates that extra space. Today, get a feeling, Mike, that it's not going to be about pace, but the lack of it, especially as the day is progressing, because this is a pitch that has seen so many games.
This is going to help the spinners now. His surface. Well judged. Nice scampering between the stumps.
So far, Jesse Singh has created an opportunity for an early wicket. But as a captain, he's got to regather his thoughts and go at it again. Cricket is such a beautiful sport. It's as much individual as it's a team sport.
He's got the war paint on today. Jesse Singh didn't need that the first couple of games.
You can't plan for this. Risk-free singles are okay in the first few overs, but you need to get as much as possible to set the tone nicely in the first 6 overs, power play.
This should have been taken. It's a sitter, really is, for a player like Kevin Stout. Absolute sitter. He was so disappointed.
Would have taken it 9 out of 10 times. Well adjusted by Yasir. I think it's the first time it didn't bounce as much as expected. Otherwise, it's been true bounce on this wicket. 5 for no loss. '23 USPL now with the bright sunny outfield here at Broward County Stadium. This is going to spice up even more. Maryland Mavericks number 2 taking on number 7 at this stage, California Golden Eagles. We'll have to treat this as a must-win game. Technically it might not be must-win, but they're going to treat it as a must-win game so that they don't fall on the net run rate when they are going to play the next game.
I can't wait to see this stadium with the developments for next year, the World Cup. T20 World Cup. I can't wait to see the developments.
Yes, as the World Cup approaches, you would see new structures in place. Further tchotchkes would be added. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed. Be very interesting to see how effective he is going to be. Jesse Singh was able to create an opportunity but not pouch it. Kevin, who was a star in the previous game. That's what cricket can do to you at times. Now was deemed the culprit for a moment. He can redeem himself. Bad catching position on the leg side here. Shot mid-wicket as he takes a start as well. Interesting. Mid on, mid off. Up in the circle. Can't get that single. I think Jesse Singh has realized these two batters are trying to create an opportunity for themselves to play a bigger innings through a base called singles. Let's cut them off. Good start by Ronaldo. I never thought I'd say that in cricket though. Very good delivery. And Ronaldo Ali Mohammed very, very close to that off stump as well. The coaches tell you, target the top of off. Not quite sure if it was there to be cut. It came back in a little. That break-free shot that every batter likes, that's still been evading Yasir Kaleem. And for Unmukt at the other end, a delivery like this, doing a little bit after pitching, is a learning curve about what this wicket is doing. Control might not be there, but runs still can be there. Two easy runs. Ronaldo will treat this as an opportunity as well.
Yeah, they've just got to make sure they get a really good start here. They're both very fine players. If they could just work this bowling around without doing anything too extravagant, they'll be able to track down this total quite comfortably. If you're chasing just over 6.5 right at the start of the innings, then it is not going to be, or shouldn't be, too challenging. Wide called by square leg initially, transferred to the man standing at the bowler's end.
That's one for the over as well. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed. We've talked about the importance of sequencing a bouncer as it's a scarce commodity that you're allowed to use every over. It really hurts the bowler when it is a threat neutralized because of the extra bounce. This was there to be driven. Again, timing not there. It's the second time Kaleem's tried his best, but the timing has been a problem.
Yeah, the rain we had over the last couple of days, the teeming rain we had has just plugged that ball as it landed. Anything that goes in the air of any height whatsoever hits the turf and just basically stops like a golf shot. Did a backspin on that maybe? No, never.
Full face of the bat, all right. But as he offered, it didn't hit it exactly where it wanted to. He wanted it to. Unmukt Chand playing a loose shot like that. Rare sight. He loves the Pacers first up. It reminds me of a very fluent century that I saw of him in D.Y. Patil. Similar surface, but with a little bit extra bounce. He crafted that first innings brilliantly there. With that single will retain strike as well. It's good thinking by the captain. Just a gentle push. 2 gone, 10 for no loss. The game so far has been such 130 for 8 for Maryland Mavericks after winning the toss and choosing to bat first. Broom's 27th, Sai Tejas 26 feature in there as top scorers. They needed a better finish than this. California Golden Eagles in 2 overs have managed 10 with captain Unmukt and Yasir still out there. Yasir is an impact player. Kevin was the impact player for Maryland Mavericks, who was utilized in batting first. Very soon will be seen with the ball in hand, we hope. Captain to his counterpart. And that's a very good delivery coming back in. If only Jasdeep, if only decibel levels were enough to raise the finger.
Jesse Singh doesn't deliver from close to the stumps. He's fairly wide of the stumps when he does deliver. The umpire's saying it hit the bats. The umpires, by the way, just in case you want to know, the umpires don't have to answer when cricketers do ask what their decision is for. They don't have to answer. Well, they can if they want to. There's no bat involved. Might have been crashing into the leg stump, might have been just missing. The bat hit the foot. That's what might have confused the umpire. It was all happening very quickly.
Jasdeep's been a little unlucky today. An LBW shout not going his way, a catch being put down off his bowling. But the bat is tucked.
Keeper's darting leg side. Delivers from wide of the crease. It might have just missed, might have just hit.
Yasir will feel much better after this shot. Much needed for.
Jesse Singh's going to feel aggrieved after the boundary of the very next delivery. He was convinced it was out. It's a very fine square drive. Very well played.
Still not at his fluent best, Yasir Kaleem. Some of the sensational innings that he's played have come up top. And California Golden Eagles want him to borrow a leaf out of those books. He's scoring those lovely big 50s. Quick single taken. Let's have a look at that appeal again.
Yeah, I want to have another closer look at it. I want to see if I can make a firm adjudication here. This is the LBW shot. There's no bat involved, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm saying that's hitting leg stump. I think that would have gone into leg stump. I think he's unlucky, Jesse Singh.
Good comeback by Jasdeep. After conceding that boundary, width means 4 here. Unmukt has been kept quiet so far. Unmukt is the kind of batter as well who's looking for a very fluent shot early on to announce his arrival. Still remember his half century in Mumbai Indians colours, where he waited and waited for an opportunity. It was a very gritty innings. Something similar required here. A gritty innings. And just what's a little confusing to me is that a lot of singles with half chances are being taken at this stage when the target is a very humble 6.5 an over.
Direct hit might have been interesting, but I think he might have been just home.
Would you say this is great running, or would you say why are you taking singles at this stage which are risky when it's 6.5 required and over?
I think they're trying to be as proactive as they possibly can. Chanda's a very good run between the wickets and he's extremely quick. So Yashir is going to be on his toes in that aspect.
Oh, that was a cracking hit. Despite a fielder being there, it rolls off him. Just tells you how hard he's hit it. 3 gone, 18 for no loss.
Just have a look and have a closer look at this near run out. Easing onto the onside, out of the blocks very quickly. Chanda's quick. Try at the other end. Would have been very tight. Throw wasn't that close to the stumps. He actually might have been short had there been connection with the stumps actually.
Kaleem's not the quickest. Unmukt is definitely quick.
And that's always a problem when you've got one runner who's really quick, and Chund certainly is very quick. The other one's not so quick. It can be a real issue. You've got to understand each other.
Do you sometimes as a batter tend to gauge others and their speed depending on what you can produce?
You shouldn't.
That's exactly where Rakeem stays clear. Hit the ball hard, score runs in bigger denominations. Very effective.
A couple of opening batsmen for Australia. I remember back in my playing era, Rick Darling and Graham Wood, a couple of good opening batsmen for Australia. They were playing a test match.
Once again, not from the middle, but would do just enough to clear the infield. 2 more runs taken.
And you always knew in the test match that between those two blokes there was always going to be some, couple of really nice guys by the way, but between them there was always going to be some issue when it comes to running between the wickets. What Australia didn't understand when they were watching them play in that test match, but quite early in proceedings, they collided. They were running, they collided mid-pitch. One was run out, the other one had to leave the arena also with a broken hand.
That was well directed. So it's one thing to call yes and no, it's quite another to know the lines in which you were running.
It was yes, no and ouch, I think, and sorry.
It's a little trickier as well when a fast bowler is in your way and you're trying to scamper through for a single, throw the non-strikers in. So some things in cricket haven't changed for a long time, Mike. This is a good over from Ronaldo. Even the 2 runs taken, they weren't timed really well. 3 dot balls in there. Even in the first over, was very good for his 5 runs that he gave away. Always targeting the corridor of uncertainty. And he's also generating that little bit of movement after pitching. The ball jags back in. That can be trouble for Yasir if he tries to cut. But he does cut because he's got room this time. And a lot of power as well.
It was an intelligent shot because he went over the top. He didn't try and go down where their fielders were. There were 2 lurking, one just in front of square, one just behind. He wanted to make sure he didn't get anywhere near those guys and went right over the top of those 2 and picked up an important boundary. Suddenly he's going to turn this over into something completely different.
Would you call this great placement? There was a lone boundary cushion. Nothing on either side of it for a yard at least, and still he's found it. Last ball coming up. 6 runs already of Ronaldo's over. 1 poor delivery put away. The good deliveries aren't giving the wickets. Maryland Mavericks are doing their best. The catch was put down. The appeal was good enough. The mistimed shots are landing in no man's land.
But let's not forget, all the pressure on this game is on the California Golden Eagles.
That's in the air. Should be taken. The captain will pouch it. Much needed wicket. And Eagles have lost their first in the form of Yasir. The impact players going back for 18.
Mavericks' first wicket went down with 35 on the board, 24. When the California Golden Eagles lose their first, it was a fairly simple dismissal. Wasn't any great transfer of his weight, just leaning back a fraction. That's why it was in the air and perhaps wasn't high enough. But Singh's taken a good catch. And Yasir is starting the trek back to the dugout. 24 for 1.
24 for 1. Ryan Scott's come out to bat. And Ryan Scott knows exactly what to do in a situation of this kind. 24 for 1, something that he's been here before. Been there, done that kind of a scenario for Ryan Scott. Remember, he's treated as a legend of USPL cricket, especially in the first season. 1 ball 6 to win. He smashed a 6 by quite a margin. Wasn't one of those gentle shots that connected eventually and landed just over the ropes. No, they're still searching for that ball. Shubham Ranjane within the power play. Interesting. Just get a sense that Unmukh Chand wants to play the sheet anchor's role here by shot selection.
There he is in the dugout now. Just been dismissed, number 3. Good catch by number 77, the captain. It's quite tall, Jesse Singh, just as well.
$25 for 1 and 4.1. Shubham Ranjane. Maryland Mavericks have discovered a gem in Shubham Ranjane, who's put his hand up and said, I will bowl in the power play. The cross seam delivery is coming up. Ooh. Was ball watching a little, but if Unmukh believes he can make it to the other end, because it was always going to be the striker's end that the throw would be at.
There's 2 reasons for bowling that cross seam delivery. One is because you just want to maintain a bit more control. You don't want the ball sliding down the leg side or perhaps swinging at all, which is the ball's still quite new. So you're more likely to have a dead straight delivery if it's a cross seam. The other thing, happens to hit the seam as it goes halfway down on an abrasive pitch, slower pitch like this one is, it might just pop a little bit more.
Straight to backward point. It's one of his favorite areas as well. Backward point. Unmukh scores a lot of runs there. Broom was terrific driving the ball initially today with the bat in hand. Now he's got to stop a few.
For those of you who will say, but hang on a sec, why do some of these top international bowlers, why do they bowl so many cross seam deliveries as well? Surely they've got greater control than that, and they should always have seam up.
Given. Unmukh Chand cannot believe it. But the finger that matters has already risen towards the sky. Another failure here with the bat in hand for the skipper.
Yeah, but Chand's got to go. You can't just stick around. You've got to go. You can't complain. You've got to keep walking. You've been given out. There's got to be a little bit more discipline around the place. He's just loitering there at the moment, just shaking his head and looking at the big screen. I'm afraid he's been dismissed.
That's okay, Mike. At least the stumps are intact.
That's adjacent, and I reckon that's hitting the stumps as well, by the way. Back leg was bent.
The finger went up. It come down as well, a little. It come forward, but now he's got to go. 6 of 10 for him, 26 for 2. Chaitanya Bishnoi, a seasoned campaigner, and this is why Chaitanya is out there in the middle.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see the back leg and how bent it was, how high it was. Played from the crease, just swiveling. Chun certainly thought it was high.
I thought he had come forward a little bit. That's not true. He was swiveling from the crease. In fact, he was a little deeper to start with. That was in the air for a brief moment. Shubham Ranjane, had he clung on to it, would have been a different story altogether. What an over, 2 runs and a wicket, 26 for 2.
Two quick wickets. Speculating at the halfway stage of this contest that I thought we had a real clash in our hands, despite the total only being 130. Would be the lowest score, obviously, that would be defended in a full 20-over contest. And I just wonder, are we seeing, if anything, the bowling side being favoured now, because this wicket is getting much slower. It's offering assistance to the spinners. We haven't seen Kenjige yet, but as soon as we do, him and Kevin Stout, who'll bowl those cutters, I think it's going to be very difficult to score runs. Ryan Scott will be critical in the chase. Didn't show much in his first appearance. This was the sort of almost half chance. Not sure whether it quite carried. We'll get a bit of a look here. It was Bishnoi just come in. Yeah, definitely did carry, but difficult off your own bowling. Going to his weaker side, to his left. Could have been the 3rd wicket. Pulled away. Should be a couple. Andrew Leonard here, delighted to have Aryan Singh alongside me again. Aryan, you'll be in action tonight. Are you a little bit concerned looking at this wicket? It's definitely slowing up.
No, not concerned at all. It's a good start for the Double M's, the M&M's, the Maryland Mavericks. A quite similar start to the California Golden Eagles bowling attack as well. Surprised, last over of the power play, we've not seen Nosh Kenjige. I thought with that left arm off break, left arm orthodox, they bring him in.
Big swing and a miss. Yeah, I think he'll probably come in and bowl immediately as soon as those power play restrictions ease. Jesse Singh will be delighted. It's not the spinners causing the damage at the moment.
Well, yeah, it's been great so far. And no, that's not Cristiano Ronaldo from Al Hilal. That's Ronaldo Ali Muhammad from the Maryland Mavericks.
What's Al Hilal?
I'm pretty sure it's the team of Saudi Arabia that Ronaldo plays for. He's contracted by them.
You're not a football fan. Come on, you're better than that, are you? I've grown so fond of you over the last 4 days. You're not a soccer fan, surely not.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Attaboy. You can remain as my protege then. You're okay. This is the game. This is what it's all about. It's USPL 2023. And it feels like moving day. Critical game, this one, for the California Golden Eagles.
Yeah, so far so good. We have an interesting matchup. The openers going back really does create some tension for the California Golden Eagles.
Nice pull shot, well in front of square. And I think for Ryan Scott, he realises he needs to capitalise firstly on the final over the power play, and secondly on the fact there's still pace on the ball. Good stroke for 4.
Beautiful, beautiful stroke from Ryan Scott. Coming in at number 3, not accustomed to this type of batting position. He usually opens the batting. Oh, full extension of the arms.
Beauty. Just drags his length back a little bit. This is exactly where you want to be. Well bowled, Ronaldo.
Yeah, this has Ryan Scott squaring up a little bit. That's a beauty. And a little bit of a stare down too from Ali Mohammed. This is competitive cricket at its best, ladies and gentlemen. The youth of Ali Mohammed and the experience of Ryan Scott. This is a great matchup, a great battle.
Over pitch, slapped away. Good batting from Scott. Always good to watch when he's in full flow. Scores a lot of runs here in domestic cricket in America. And having had one low score in his one knock so far, he's determined to show what he can do at the USPL here.
Just an extravagant drive. Lovely shot, beautiful work. Overpitched. Full extension of the arms, opens the blade. And that's the one thing with this power play is that only 2 people are allowed outside.
Right on the money to close out what was an 11-run over, more like it for the Golden Eagles. The power play is done. Honours even, I think. 37 for 2.
End of the power play. 37 for 2 for the California Golden Eagles. Forgot that the Carolina Eagles will be up later. Shubham Rajani comes back. A half chance, a missed chance actually, in the previous over. Would have pulled off an amazing catch there if he had hung on. Chaitanya Bishnoi, number 4, had a very good outing with the ball. Picked up 4 wickets. 5 if you include that run out.
Two wickets have fallen so far. Still no sign of spin. I thought spin was definitely going to come on outside of the power play. That was massive LBW appeal. I thought that one was pretty close. Seeing some of the best of the power play here. That was the run out chance. Back live with you now. And then the 2 wickets came about in this power play after a couple of boundaries. The first one was a good catch, wasn't it? Very well held by Jesse Singh. And then an LBW decision, Mike Haseman's told me, probably 50-50. Just had a look on the side on, maybe height was the issue. And big difference in where the 2 sides were at this stage. The Mavericks had a flying start in the power play. Scott is going to be key in this chase.
It makes a lot of sense why the California Golden Eagles have decided to put Scott at number 3. That's good running between the wickets. To add, Scott, everywhere he's gone in the U.S., whether it be domestic cricket or at the international level, has always opened proceedings. And we know teams like to look at Ryan Scott as someone they need to get early on. Because if he lasts for more than 24 balls, 4 overs, he will make the bowling attack pay. Having him come at number 3 makes bowling attacks revisit their plans and has them execute on other types of batsmen. Lets Ryan Scott play his natural game.
Slapped out towards the man, deep extra cover, gone! Oh, massive moment in the game. When the owners know it too, they might only have 130 on the board. It could prove to be enough, and it's not the spinners wreaking havoc, it's the seamers. I think this might have been a change of pace. Scott couldn't resist going for the big shot. He's paid the price.
Yeah, I think that's a cutter. I think he's taken a lot of pace off, an off cutter. Oh, and Scott, a lot of height on it. Didn't seem to have got a good amount of the chunk of wood, of willow. And look at Ranjani, he's hyped up, he's pumped. Give me a Hardik Pandya type of a vibe. It's 3 down, Ryan Scott's got to depart. He's made 13. It's 40 for 3.
Side batter in at number 5. Initially, the indications we got off the team sheet was that he might come in at number 4, so a little bit of a shuffle here in the order. Maybe Raymond Reifer will see in next at number 6. Good catch that was held by Fanny Samadri out at deep cover. Big moment in the game as Ryan Scott's fallen for an unlucky 13. The Golden Eagles, I think they're in trouble here. Very disciplined bowling performance thus far, has applied the clasp to this chase.
Well, when you don't have that many runs on the board, Andrew, you have to look to bowl exceptionally well. And Jesse Singh has a plan. He knows his go-to strike bowlers. Let's take a look at this one more time. Ranjane, an off-cutter. That's very smart bowling. He's an amazing T20 bowler, I have to say. Look at that. To get someone like Ryan Scott out, you have to be very good and you have to stick to a plan.
Again, that side-on replay just showed you there is no pace in the wicket, even with the off-cutter taken into account. End of the 7th. It's 42 for 3. For those just watching on some of the online streams, not on the TV right now, that was an excellent catch too. Really impressed by that. Thought it was excellently judged. In fact, it was Samadri who took it. 42 for 3 the score. As the sun starts to creep across the city of Lauderhill here. That's where we are in Broward County. You can see the Worm is significantly behind, but the Mavericks had a very slow finish to their innings. This game, it certainly hangs in the balance.
Well, it's a good matchup. It's a good game. They still require 89 from 78. Have a lot of time, but it's just been about the double M's, the M&M's, the Maryland Mavericks so far. And I think Kevin Stout is coming in. They're sticking with pace. 8 overs of pace bowling. No signs of Nashish Kenjige.
Yeah, beautiful scenes here as Stout is ready to come in and have another impact. What an impact he had in that shortened game. The 1 over he bowled was essentially match winning. It picked up those 2 points for the Mavericks. I think if they can defend this total, they're almost all but through to the semi-finals. They'll rely upon Stout's experience, but it's a beautiful scene here. The sun is setting, but what's going on up here as we see the sun setting there? What about up here in the commentary box? It's sunny. Surely it's not this sunny, are you? And what's going on here?
Well, you're bringing up my wink. I'm not getting caught lacking. Andrew pokes too much fun. Too much fun. So I have to make sure it doesn't catch me lacking. Only leave it on the field.
I love these. Look at those. Well, they say trendsetters start young, don't they? Look at this. Is that the best eyewear in your team?
Well, Andrew, you've got glasses on, so I thought I'd join you.
Well, are you a trendsetter at your age? Are you? They're going to get back for 2 here. They say if you can't beat them, you got to join them. So here we go. Not as cool as his, nowhere near as cool as his. I can't really see what's going on. Maybe you'll have to call the rest of this action. Great fun here at the USPL. You're too cool for school is what you are, fresh out of school.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. All my friends in school, but I'm chilling in Lauderhill, Florida, watching some good cricket. And I think they're also partaking in the trend there. Siddhan Shah and Dhruv Pawar, the 2 young under 21s for the California Golden Eagles.
That's perfect.
That was a 2-for-1 special there, those.
Yeah, sling.
They went in together, didn't they? Plenty of fancy eyewear. It does actually serve a very important purpose in conditions like these, though, because when that sun gets low towards the horizon, look at the length of those shadows. The floodlights aren't on yet. It's 4:30 local time. I think they've stuck pretty consistently with the floodlights coming on around 5 o'clock. So if you're in the deep and you want to take a catch looking towards that sun, you need the sunglasses on.
Yeah, well, eyewear is a very big aspect of cricket, especially when you're fielding high catches, ground fielding, anything. any part of the game, eyewear is essential. Sleeves, eyewear, anything that protects you.
Doing a good sales job for a few of the manufacturers, I reckon, as well, Ariane. Might end up with a sponsorship popping into your Instagram DMs now. Keep an eye there.
One day on the Instagram Reels.
You can see Nosh Kenjige there. He's got a cap on. He's got a brilliant pair of sunglasses on, but he's still trying to block it out. And that's how much of a leveler it can be.
Maybe I should lend him my sunnies. Maybe he might need a change of pair.
The little cutter, that's the leg cutter that he loves to bowl. The required run rate isn't daunting. It's under 7 and over still. And this is a good example, this over here, of the way in which Golden Eagles can get control of the chase without taking any risk. They've already got 6 runs from this over and just knocked it around.
Yeah, well, I think the key for the Golden Eagles is to build a partnership right now. They haven't got any sort of partnership going. Lost 2 consecutive wickets, almost at 24 and 26. We're building a bit of a partnership. Lost the 3rd one at 40. So it's a bit more about building a good partnership right now.
Does get out of the over with the dot, so it's only 6 from it. From Stout. 8 have been bowled, 48 for 3. Going at exactly a run a ball. They do need a partnership to build up. Could this be the one for the 4th wicket?
A partnership is required right now for the California Golden Eagles. A game that they would like to take 2 points with at the conclusion of these 20 overs. Fani Tejasamadri being introduced into the attack. Slingy left arm pace bowler. Ahad Malik up the stumps. Didn't mention in this first year of USPL. But he's here now. He's here in Lauderdale, Florida. A lot of domestic experience on his side.
A little round arm action finds the edge immediately, and Dwayne Smith has to get down low. Won't be able to prevent the second, but did cut off the boundary. Are you surprised they're not turning to spinners yet? Kenjige, thumbs are almost twitching, waiting to bowl.
They have such a good pace attack and such a good bowling attack in general. Skipper still has 2 to come. Ali Muhammad 1. Ranjane still has 2 more, likewise to skipper Jesse Singh. Excellent piece of glove work from Ahad Malik. And Saif Barar didn't seem too happy about that.
Now there's Nosh Kenjige. He's always smiling, loves his cricket, born in Alabama, 32 years of age now. Brilliant year he's had across both formats. Yet to play a T20I for the USA, remarkably, only been used in ODI cricket for them. Have to get him into the game. Wicket is wearing, you can visibly see it, it's slowing down. And what California are showing here, I know Fani bowls these cutters, but they're showing there's a way to get 7 or 8 runs, 6, 7, 8 runs and over, which is what they require, without taking any risk. You've got to get Kenjige into the game, get him in now, Jesse Singh.
Well, one more thing for the California Golden Eagles is they've reached a psychological milestone of crossing 50. So they'll keep on making sure that they can put the ball around, take runs where they can, and when there is an over to attack, they'll take that particular over. Surprised to see which bowler they're trying to take, because this bowling attack is superb. They've been bowling very good. And Nash Kenjige still hasn't bowled an over.
Yeah, nice little off cutter. It's these deliveries that he bowls. It's kind of round arm, rolls the fingers across it. This is going to turn like an off break. Watch it.
He's so slingy. It's so slingy from Fani Samadri. It's like when you face a sidearm in nets, you've got to go like across the line to face that type of a pace attack.
Again, with the pace on, I know there's no extreme pace. It's possible to work it round. Very different approach when the Golden Eagles were bowling. California went with loads of spin options. That's what dragged the game back for them. Just in these 3 or 4 overs out of the power play now, the game, maybe if anything, swinging back towards the men from the West Coast. Required run rate, 7 and over. That's very doable. You have to take wickets if you're the Mavericks, and to do that, get your spinners into the game. A little off cutter to close out a 5-run over. 9 have been bowled. It's 53 for 3. Well, beautiful scenes as the sun creeps towards the West Coast horizon, and it will be Nosh Kenjige. About time too for me. I think Jesse Singh might have heard the call. These will be 4 key overs. How he bowls, for me, will decide the fate of this contest.
He has so much experience, Nosh Kenjige, that he's accustomed to be put in these situations. He knows his side needs a wicket. He needs to break a crucial partnership here.
Doesn't start with the best ball, but is it going to bring about a catching opportunity? No! It's over the head of deep mid-wicket. A real drag down, a loosener to start with from Kenjige. This is not out of the middle of the bat, I can assure you of that, but he's got enough to get 6.
For a second there, I thought the fielder had a chance. A real drag down. Not something we see a lot from Nosh. But yeah, much over. He's gone to the shorter side of the ground as well.
Just a question as to whether Kenjige is bowling from the right end. And it's more like it where you'd expect Kenjige to be. And he battled back. That 6 just brings the required run rate out of any concern. Immediately turn, bounce, variation. This pitch is wearing in a big way.
Just that tantalizing line and length where you think you can cut it, but not really at that cut position. Very good bowling from Nosh. He's bowling to his field.
Also for me, Aryan, I'd love to see another fielder in the circle. He's gone with 5 right on the deep on the rope. He's your best spinner, US national team player. He's had a fantastic year in all sorts of competitions. Back him to try and take the wickets you need. Don't go with just this stereotype field, the standardized field of 5 on the rope. Find a way to put extra pressure on these 2. Didn't help that his star left arm spinner dragged down the first one to be hit for 6. It's just a very defensive field. Build some pressure. Maybe bring mid-off up into the circle to the left-hander. Force him to play against the turn. Singles will come a bit too easily. 8 come from Kenjige's first over. Time for the players to have a drink. 10 have been bowled. It's 61 for 3.
Yeah, 61 for 3 at the halfway stage. The Golden Eagles needing 70 from the last 10 with 7 wickets in hand. And guys like Raymond Rifa to come, they'll think they're in a comfortable position. However, surface is deteriorating. And the Mavericks will believe with their options that they have in terms of bowling options to come, that they're well in this game and have a chance to win. Mike Hazeman's alongside me. Mike, this is the highlights of the second inning so far.
Yeah, it's been quite interesting to watch this. That was a catch put down nice and early. That was a big shot. Jesse Singh, I think he might have had a point actually. LBW, I think that was going to be hitting leg stump. That was a shot at the stumps, which I think also might have been out. That was intelligent batting over the top. Strong drive, attempted. Jesse Singh taking the catch. Chand, I think, had a point. He thought it was too high. I looked at the replay with the VT department and it looked like it might have been 50-50. Drop catch, plenty going on in this game, that's for sure. But at the moment, it's a very evenly poised situation, I think. That was a lovely shot. Going right over the top, attempting to go right over the top, but not going far enough. And another wicket going down, so problem at the moment. And the California Golden Eagles, 61 for 3 they are. At the same stage, the Mavericks were 76 for 4, so they're worse off in the wickets department, but better off by 15 runs in the batting department. And that might be quite important at this stage, because the track is starting to wear quite a bit. Let's look at the summary at the moment. Mavericks only posting 130 for 8, so if they happen to get up, it'll be an extraordinary result. Top score was Broome with 27. There were 6 guys in the double figures and no one capitalising. Titania picking up 4 for 15 and also a run-up. Back live now.
Fani Samadri with this low arm action. Gets the ball to skid naturally on the surface of this nature that has been to pace. You think he will be a handful to face?
I think also that the track is quite scarred now. There's a bit of spin around the place. Bit of variable bounce from time to time. And because, as you said, oh, shot at the stumps, that would have been out by some distance. Gee, this has been full on, this game. T20 cricket's full of excitement, and this is no exception.
Yeah, this partnership of utmost importance, just given the experience of both these players. Both have played so much first-class cricket. Bishnoi in India, in Delhi, Saif Badar in Pakistan, in Sialkot in Punjab. It's actually great that you have players like Badar in the tournament. Another quick single, good running. And they'll get a second as well. Many remember Badar was in that Under-19 World Cup team for Pakistan back in 2016. He's played in the PSL as well. Multan Sultans, Islamabad. So amazing that we can have a player of his quality in this tournament. Yet to really get going. This is a great opportunity. He's laid the platform as well.
I like the way that he's different. That's what I like about cricketers. I like to go to different regions around the world and see guys that are very different. Sri Lanka lead that pack, I think. I got unorthodox cricketers. It's nice to see techniques, actions that are not the norm. Slow arm action is different.
Done really well domestically. Samadri's picking up a lot of wickets, and because of that low arm and the skiddiness, his Yorker's even tougher to play. Haven't really seen him go to it as yet in these first 10. But if he has a part to play maybe in the last 5 overs, you can see that Yorker come out.
Cricket is best played when it's played instinctively. And if you are successful as a cricketer and you're a little bit different from the others, you do have an advantage.
Goes past fine leg and doesn't get to the boundary. Raymond Ramratan is one of the best fielders in the country as well.
Almost a collision by the 2 batsmen, by the way. They almost collided. Taking that first run, had to take evasive action at the last minute, but all okay in the end.
Raymond Rifa still to come. Got that unbeaten 21 in the last game, rain-affected game that they lost. But his power would employ this partnership to do exactly what they're doing. Going down leg. But again, you can see there that skiddy nature. Good second over from Samadri. Just 6 from it. 67 for 3. Yeah, it's been a busy day. This match 14 in progress and a blockbuster to come. The Eagles were involved in that thriller last night. You had the Super Over. They're against a strong Titans team. That's in a couple hours' time. Under the lights in prime time. Noshken Jige, left arm spin will continue. Left arm spin is what dismissed, but are in that first game. So this is not a bad option. Spinning the ball away from the right-hander.
And I don't mind the fact that he's prepared to give the ball a bit of flight either. To either left or right. There'll be a bit of scarring that he can bowl into. To the left hand, he's bowling around the wicket, so we need to get that line right. Pitch just outside the line of off stump and try and bring it back a fraction.
It's aerial, but cover field is on the boundary. Made it look easy, this partnership. It's exactly what is required. Now moves to 30 from 28 deliveries.
Someone needs to grab this game by the scruff of the neck, really. Someone needs to put in a serious individual performance to try and advance the game as best they possibly can. We saw that in the first game. Rakeem Kwame was unbelievable. The 66 off 29, 7 fours and 5 sixes in that, and in match number 13 against the New York Cowboys. They couldn't lasso him, the Cowboys, so he just kept launching down the ground. Anything he could get underneath, he hit high and handsome. Some really strong blows. Nikhil, what was this about?
Picking the mind of the great man, and always a laugh as well. He's really a good human being, but just trying to get an understanding of the conditions, the surface. Then you have the opportunity just to pick his brain. Someone who's dominated this format over the years, much like this partnership is doing at the moment. Really good running, really good cricket all round. 63 for 3. 73 for 3, correction. Earlier today, Phillies United still undefeated. They're 2 from 2 now. I think if they can get a win tomorrow, they'll be into the semi-finals.
Yeah, it is really important, I think, to get the information from the players to see how the track's playing and how dominant he was, and that's exactly what Nikhil was telling us. Righto, mate, now you can tell us the truth. What was the conversation about?
I'm not sure what my producer is trying to get at here. That was the truth, Mike. Just picking the mind of the great man.
Righto, Mr. Producer, can you replay that again, please? We'll get it sooner or later.
He's a good guy, though, and it's amazing to have his presence in the competition. And I think he's going to be a real problem for teams and oppositions as we get deeper in this competition, just trying to outfox him, trying to deceive him.
How long have you known Rakeem for? You're both from the right area?
I had an opportunity a couple of years ago now to work with him in the Caribbean Premier League. And then I've spent some time with him in Antigua as well. So been privileged to just get into the mind, gain some insight into the way he plays his cricket. And as I said before, to have players like him in the tournament, these two in the middle as well, with that first class experience, does make a huge difference.
I think the one thing I like about him, I like his talent, of course, but I like the way he's a very quiet man. He doesn't say a great deal, but when he does say something, it's something you will listen to and something you'll be able to feed off and have a bit of a chat about, because he's just one of those guys who's got so much to offer. I'm sure in that change room he is outstanding.
It's one of the other benefits of the tournament, having young players around, guys like Cornwall, Raymond Rifa. I know, for example, in this Golden Eagles side, a lot of the players have been going to him at the back end of the innings and trying to get an understanding of the best ways to bowl at the depth. And it's been great to see from him the involvement next to his teammates and sharing that information, the wealth of knowledge that he possesses.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And that's a guy, Mike, that was just with you in South Africa playing Test cricket for the West Indies, batting at number 3. So can you imagine what he could share to those guys?
Absolutely. Plenty. I hope he's okay. That was a dive to get into the crease. He was going to be okay anyway because the throw was very wayward. But he's had such an important part of this game. Bishnoi had to get the big dive into the last minutes. Not even close with that throw. Sure, he's going to be okay. Just needs to dust himself down a little bit. Had the throw been more accurate over the top of the bails, for example, there might have been a bit of an issue. Oh, there would have been an issue. Good committed dive, though. Great committed dive. Says a lot about Bishnoi. Prepared to eat some dirt.
And that fielder there, Raymond Ramratan, I'm wondering when or if they get him into the attack, because he's a difference to what we've seen so far today. Very crafty and will run away to the boundary. Much needed. First boundary in 21 deliveries now.
This looks like it's heading towards a very tight finish, this game. Those boundaries are going to mean a lot. Only 7 runs in it from a runs department at the same stage. Mavericks had lost 2 more wickets. But we're leading from the runs.
Yeah, and just on Ramratan, just to finish that point, it's amazing how captains, when they have so many options, sometimes they tend to forget or opt to not use. I think back to last night, Yasser Mohammed only came into the 11th over, ended up getting some crucial breakthroughs. I wonder if his leg spin can be an option today, Ramratan. Haven't seen him just yet. End of 13, 81 for 3. Need a wicket here.
So nothing in it, as you can see, after 13 overs, 5 runs only, 3 wickets better off. California Golden Eagles, a game they have to win. Some running repairs now because of that dive from Bishnoi. Abrasive square, even though there has been quite a bit of rain around the place. Of course, that square has been covered every time the rain's come around, so that's nice and dry. And that's a nice little gravel rash that is there that's got to be attended to, but it's not going to hurt much. That's what they say, isn't it? Current run rate at 6.23. They need to go 7.1. That's all. Here's the dive. Committed dive. Had to be a committed dive. He would have been in big trouble had the throw been over the top of the bails. End result is there's a bit of bark being taken off.
Fascinated by what Jasdeep Singh does from here, because he's used the 6 bowlers himself. Last couple of times now I've seen him at the top of his mark, almost preparing to bowl, and then he's decided against it. Last over and he gave it to Samadri, and I think now it could be Kevin Stout coming back. Mention how many options he has, and it's already a good problem to have. You can see the discussion again. Stout was really good yesterday. Remember, they were only defending 59 in that 5-over encounter after the Reigns game, and they were 27 for 2.
Nice shots from the drone, actually, as they're chatting about the pitch. Here's a look at the drone just showing us about this surface. Look at all the scarring on the surface. You can see the follow-through. There's a few areas where the bowlers can bowl into. There's some of the scarring, the follow-throughs. It's a track that's been used for about 2 more games more than was initially expected. But because of the rain around, it's held together pretty well. Just a bit of a sprinkle yesterday after play, just to give it a bit of a drink after a hard day, just to bring it back to life a little bit, like all of us. And it's fine for today, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be swapping to another surface as of tomorrow. Oh, here we are, getting ready for the next game.
They will be buzzing. What a game they won last night. That game, Carolina Eagles on screen. They're coming up against the New Jersey Titans. Sion Hackett, left of screen, was the hero last night. Keswick Williams there, and that's the Titans. Really some star-studded lineups in this competition.
Yeah, it's going to be a terrific game, that. It really is. And the good news is we're going to have 3 full games today, and we're pretty sure it's going to be the same for the next 4 days. Saturday, Sunday, semi-finals on Monday, final on Tuesday. All looks good from a weather forecast point of view, all the way through to the end now. Running repairs have been done. Right, 50 required, 42 balls, 7 wickets in hand for the California Golden Eagles. You'd expect they're going to get up and win this. They would be favourites. This is where the Mavericks had a bit of a problem with their batting. They were losing wickets left, right and centre. Lost one, the next wicket on 74. Correction, 86. Then they lost their 5th wicket, 86. Their 6th wicket on 86 as well. And another wicket when they were 105. And then again, just a bit of recovery, but chopped at 122. So wickets fell at all the wrong times for them.
He's got enough on it. It's very straight as well. Had to be cognizant of the long off fielder. He's placed it well, Saif Badar.
He has indeed. Very good shot. Often long off has been fairly square. Should be a little bit straighter, perhaps not as straight as that, but give himself half a chance to get around to stop those, maybe even get in a position to catch.
And what they've displayed to us, the Mavericks, yesterday was the ability to bounce back. They displayed good fortitude. There's Aryan Singh, our co-commentator, center of screen. Could be in action later. And there's Dexter Sween enjoying a nice sandwich. Now he realizes he's on the big screen.
He doesn't miss that.
Reverse sweep. And Bishnoi is one of the better players of spin on this team, and he's shown that class and also real maturity in this inning so far.
He's had a game. If he can go through and finish this for them, it'll be an extraordinary match. 4-15, a run out. 21 not out at the moment off 20 balls. 2 fours in that 21. Left him skin on the ground also.
Last night the Mavericks were under serious pressure in that 5-over game. We're staring down the barrel of defeat. Could be more, 6 more as well. And this could be the over that determines the game. Second maximum in the over.
17 runs off this over so far, and there's still 2 balls to go. Well identified. Outstanding shot, very strong. Cleared that boundary by some distance.
been very full in this over, Kenjige, and it made him pay with the reverse sweep, then the slog sweep. First Badar and now Bishnoi. They've targeted him as the option, and left-hander facing left-arm spinner. He backs the matchup, even if it's hitting into the slightly bigger side.
33, 7 wickets in hand. Serious chance here for the California Golden Eagles.
Wonder how important this over could be to the context of this game. 99 for 3.
Looks like there's been a bit of a scrap amongst the worms. They've crossed, haven't even said hello, and the black one from the California Golden Eagles has said, I'm out of here. With a rocket.
Jasdeep Singh has contemplated coming into the attack now for the last 3 overs. He decides now is the time. Bats himself to break a partnership well. It's worth 59 in just 44 deliveries. That last over went for 18. They need to make an impact. It's now. Shorthand jab. Has it been taken? It has. Kenjige is such a good fielder. That could be the wicket. Game on.
Not everything has gone the way of Jesse Singh today. The catch was put down earlier, and then he thought he had him LBW, but it was given not out. Now, it has gone his way with this catch at a really important time. Opportunity to really apply a little bit of pressure. If they get one, they can get 2 with a bit of luck. That's what he'll be thinking. And leading from the front, Jesse Singh. I think that's an expression of relief that he's finally picked up a wicket. And he is very annoyed with himself, but he's had a wonderful game. Would have loved to finish it. 28 he goes for, 99 for 3.
Gaurav Kumar. Interestingly, they've opted to keep Raymond Reefer back. Haven't sent him in just yet, so Kumar, main job will just be to get Saif Badar on strike. Badar's a set man. Seems like a tough surface to start on, and good use of conditions as well by Jesse Singh. Able to get Badar on strike. Been really interested in the use of Kevin Stout, Mike, by the Mavericks. Came in as the impact player today and batted at number 10 and made a slight impact with bat in hand. But yesterday bowled a crucial over in a 5-over game. 1 wicket for 3 runs in that over, and he's got the variations, bowls the leg cutter, can bowl the off cutter as well. And only given 1 over today. I wonder if that's something they reflect on, where they possibly could have made a change or a difference.
Might still be in play, though. Might still be in play. Have a look at the first ball of this over from the captain. Picked up the important wicket of Bisnoy. Short delivery, thought he hit it pretty well, but he picked out the field. It was nice and flat. It's a good catch, actually. Kenjins was the man that took the catch. And Jesse's saying, thankfully, I've picked up a wicket, he says.
And look, yes, you expect in general terms that this should be an easy run chase with 6 wickets in hand. But Jasdeep Singh can take inspiration from what we saw last night, where the Carolina Eagles, those are the Titans, defended 33 in the last 5. And that time the Patriots had 7 wickets in hand, but some way, somehow they were able to make consistent inroads and got the game to a super over. There they are. And once they did that, they won in the end. It was really a spirited comeback. Singh has 1 more, and they've got a few other experienced options. Ranjane has 2. We mentioned Stout, he's got 3. So this game is not over yet.
And this over is exceptionally tight. 2 runs and a wicket. That's all it needs. Just a couple of tight overs, just to change perspective. Same stage, 98 for 6. Golden Eagles now 101 for 4. Nothing in this game at all except for a couple of wickets.
Field change now for Gaurav Kumar. There was a man in front square catching. He goes to fine leg on the circle. 3 deep on the leg side. Bluffs him, goes outside off. Just 1 though. Really just a runner ball required. 29 from the last 5. Could go either way. 1 or 2 for 4.
Mavericks winning the toss, choosing to bat first, put together 130 on the board. Thanks to Broom's 27, Sai Teja 26, hung around there a little bit, Sai Teja, before he kicked into the next gear. California Eagles in reply are 1 or 2 for 4. Again losing the skipper early. But Saif steadied the ship with his 33 and he's got a big task on his hand. 29 of 30. Looks innocuous, but we all saw what can happen in USPL season 2. Never write your opponents off. And Suhas Vedam joined by Andrew Leonard.
Well, good afternoon, Suhas. The sun may be setting across this ground. The floodlights will probably kick in at any moment. I think we could be in for another grandstand finish. Obviously, the Golden Eagles are favourites. There's no doubt about that, but we saw yesterday you can't write the script either way, particularly with the way that this wicket is worn. The big disappointment for me, Nosh Kenjige, USA international, 3 overs, none for 32. He bowled far too flat, too quickly through the air, didn't read the conditions, didn't read the pitch. The fact that it's a wearing surface, you want to go as slow as possible. And it's going to be the seamers that will have to get it done from Ireland.
Big over coming up. 2 for 7, Shubham. Yeah, the sun will bid goodbye. But of course, with the promise of coming back tomorrow, not sending the clouds. Shubham Ranjane, can he eke out another wicket at this stage? It'll be priceless. Watching the batter till the last moment, Shubham Ranjane. He's bowled these difficult overs so many times, especially in this format, back in Mumbai as well. Ever since he set foot in USA, He's very handy with the ball in hand first before he assumed the responsibility of a finisher. But I just get a feeling as this tournament will progress, he might be seen at number 4 and not as a finisher. 2 dot balls. Has to take that single, will take it. In fact, we'll get more. Good anticipation. Not good awareness. California Golden Eagles pick up another. These are the little moments where you lose momentum, and Jasdeep knows that. Soft hands would be a single with a challenge, but the second run wasn't there. He knows it's a gift to the opposition there. California Golden Eagles didn't mind that. There comes the big shot, and he was in a tremendous position. 6 all the way. That'll ruffle some feathers.
Small margins decide T20 games. Nosh Kenjige was trying to effect a run out at backward point, and as a consequence, a single turned into 2, and as a double consequence, it meant that Kumar's kept the strike. He's gone down the track, he's anticipated where it was going to pitch. And then he just smashed it all the way. And with that one blow, I think that could well be that. 21 to win from here, barring wickets, and wickets very quickly. Saif and Kumar will see them home. There's the floodlights, they are kicking in now. Not a moment too soon. It's a 5:15. Sun due to set entirely in 15 minutes time. So they will kick in. Looks like the bowling team might be in for a few fielding penalties again. This is going to be close to a no ball. The batter wants it, the bowler's unmoved.
8 of the over is good enough already. Now, if this is a no ball, then Shubham's over would not have gone according to plan. Surely front foot's all right. It's the height, it's the height. That end is okay. Is this end okay too? The umpire says it's all right. It was a good shot. And Kumar gets to 11 now with a single as well. Nelson for 4.
Get ready, team, get ready. Ready.
This is the silver lining that we were looking for. 111 for 4. Shubham's over, costing 9 runs. And that too, when it started with 2 dot balls consecutively. Terrific. Terrific fight back from California Golden Eagles. 20 runs, 24 balls. It can still be tight. What seems straightforward may not be, and that's what the learning was from last night's game. This is a beautiful setting. Surely the man up there, if he wanted to play cricket in around the Sunset area region, this is a beautiful region. It's a beautiful time as well to play cricket in. Broward County Stadium.
Well, I'll tell you something. Look at how beautiful this is. You're going to get a shot across. This is looking to the west where the sun is setting. Over the other side, we're much closer to the east coast of Florida, the Atlantic Ocean. That's out the far side of the Panhandle. That is as beautiful a shot as we've seen throughout this entire coverage here. Look at that. Perfect sunset. And rather fittingly, thanks to the umpires for giving us a break in play, just to take that in. That is sensational. Babar on the drone. Well played, sir.
It's always good to have the clouds far away. It's also called the golden hour of photography. And Babar, he's got all cameras, not just drone, all cameras. He'd be romancing this too. There's our man Babar. He's showing the frame to DJ. Yes, that thumbs up will do. Thank you, Babar. Is there something that he cannot do on a cricket field when it comes to camera work? Even the drone. Inside out is a better option. Just a gentle nudge, but I'm very surprised they had to stick with a single there. There was definitely two.
Well, the young fella that Babar was showing that shot to spoke volumes, didn't he? His jaw almost hit the floor. Now back to the cricket. Got lost in that sunset in the golden hour, as you rightly said. Such a beautiful time of day here. And I think we've got plenty more of that to come over the next 4 days that we have left into the weekend tomorrow.
Pani Simadri loves to be bowling in situations like these. I was very surprised when initially he was used in the power play, not in this game. But today he's gone back to what he knows the best. Bowl the closing out overs when the batters are trying to come after you. He's got great success in this format doing this. Superb stop. Today Jesse has been two fielders masquerading in one.
Yeah, great work from Jesse Singh. Won't save the single, but body on the line. Just drifting away from Maryland. Great credit to them. They fought hard.
Pani Simadri keeping it out of reach.
Funny.
18 from 20. Still cannot say straightforward because USPL has shown us games of that kind. Oh, very well played. Smith thought offering the foot would be better than the hand. 1-0-1-0-1. Pani Simadri has got a good over so far. Oh, had that been a clean collect, it had to be a very Dhoni-like collect where you snatch the ball so that you also reduce the distance between the gloves and the stump itself.
I think he would have been all right. You can understand why he was just trying to snatch it at a touch, the keeper. Only 3 from the over. Wicket here could give a twist again.
Would be a jog to the other end. For Saif Badr will retain strike as well. 17 gone, 115 for 4. $16 required of the last 3 overs. They would want to get it done comfortably, not take it too close for comfort. The California Golden Eagles, 115 for 4. Saif, their top scorer, and still out there, and that's great news for California Golden Eagles in a game that's virtually must win for them. Soft hands.
So State's going to bowl probably overs 18 and 20. Won't bowl his full allocation. If I'm Jesse Singh here, you've got to bring mid-wicket up. You're not going to win this game by allowing them to knock 15 singles. Take a risk. Get another one into the circle.
You called it.
Keeper, Smithy, keeper.
Might be even 2. It is 2. Smith isn't the quickest. And he's also hit the batter, but that wasn't deliberate, so that's okay. Jesse Singh's unhappy. Long on and long off. Should they be camping at the boundary rope as well? That's another question. Because a gentle nudge is guaranteeing 2.
The bigger issue is where mid-wicket's fielding. So if he's up in the circle, he runs a tight line across, that's a dot ball. And what it forces the batter to do against Stout's almost stock delivery, which is the leg cutter, would force them to hack across the line. Yes, they could hit one for 4 or 6, get them closer, but it could bring about a chance.
Except for Jesse Singh. There's been a clear distinction in which the fielding efforts of others have been. Jesse has been a live wire. Completed a good catch as well initially. That was to send Yasir Kaleem back to the hut. He's playing his heart out today, the captain. Lot of real estate on the leg side. A gentle tap will guarantee a single. Good enough can be even 2. And then this can happen as well. I just get a feeling long on and long off should not be camping at the boundary cushions. They need to come in a little. Then with the start perhaps even more.
Yeah, just going back to that field, you can see it there. I don't mind we're long off and long on her. That's okay. Mid-wicket's got to come up. Otherwise, a simple touch anywhere on the leg side. It's an automatic 1 and it could be 2.
6 it is. Straight down the ground.
Maximum big hits, and they're ever closer now. Thought just for a moment it's another little cutter, but almost a bit too predictable. Thought Dwayne Smith could have been in business, but it's gone well to his left. Another leg cutter all the way for 6. Saif, he's guiding them home.
Got the height, got the distance too. And it's time to shake hands. The California Golden Eagles have got the win that is so very needed. And to get it done in style, they'll be mighty pleased.
Well, this league stage is growing ever closer. The Golden Eagles are on the board now as well. They've got there thanks to an excellent innings in tricky circumstances from Saif. He's batted beautifully. He's come in at number 5, 48 off 33, and what a way to win it. We saw maximum in the super over off the final ball last night. It wasn't as tight this time. It was the last ball of the 18th, but it goes all the way. And Raj Rocky Nanan, who's going to be bowling some left arm spin on a pitch he'll enjoy in the evening game, he takes the catch and just tosses it back in. What a knock it's been. No 4s in that 33 ball innings, but 4 maximums, and that has guided California home.
An excellent game of cricket indeed, and this is what USPL Season 2 can bring to the table now that we're having full games with weather cooperating. Jesse Singh, you have to feel for this man. He's done everything in his powers to get this game in their team's favor, but there's only so much that Jesse Singh can do as well. The Mavericks were on the back foot. Captain Unmukh Chand will breathe a sigh of relief after this win, because it'll boost the confidence of every person in blue. Pani Simadri is gone back to what he knows the best. Assume responsibility at the death when the batters are coming after you, but still needed more cushion. Because in the end, the Golden Eagles made easy work of 131. 2 overs to spare will do a world of good to their net run rate as well. This was terrific, and this was even better. Finishing the game with 6s. It was a very good catch for Trevon though, who's practicing for the next game. And in the golden hour, it's a golden result for the California Golden Eagles. 6-18, 13-28. Did get a start there, the top 4, but no one converted. That's when Saif and Kumar got together and said one partnership will get this done. 48, unbeaten. Saif finishes with 2 6s. Golden Eagles pick up the much needed 2 points.
Yeah, that partnership for the 4th and the 5th wicket, that broke the back of the chase first, with Bishnoi joining Saif for 59 and then Saif joining Kumar for 32. Doing it comfy by 6 wickets. Big disappointment in the bowling figures for me. Nosh Kenjige, 3 overs, none for 32 on a wicket that really was set to help him. They were the only 4 overs of spin that bowled for the Mavericks. If he'd bowled a 4-over allocation and picked up a couple, the game could have been ever so different. Instead, they relied heavily on Jasdeep, Ronaldo and Shubham, the 3 wicket takers. And well bowled Fani Samadri as well, going at less than a run a ball.
That's the upshot of the game. 130 for 8 for the Maryland Mavericks, who won the toss and chose to bat first. Broom, Sai Teja getting out in 20s. No one continuing to play a big one. Chaitanya picked up 4 wickets. First with the ball in hand and then runs with the bat to 28 or 24. A handy innings while creating that partnership. And Saif and Yasir. Saif more so 48 not out was the aggressor. Shubham did his best with 2 for 16 in his 3 overs. Just gave away 7 in his first 2, but then was taken to the cleaners later on. The Golden Eagles win by 6 wickets. Let's go down to Roshni for the post-match presentation.
Welcome to the post-match presentation for match number 14 between the Maryland Mavericks and the California Golden Eagles. The California Golden Eagles have won by 7 wickets, and joined with me is Mr. Suresh Bakarkoti, the co-owner of the New Jersey Titans, who will be presenting the Man of the Match award to Chaitanya Bishnoi for his 4 wickets and 28 off of 24. Chaitanya, you really gave the Maryland Mavericks batters a hard time with the ball.
Yeah, I think the wicket, this was like, I think the 10th game on the same wicket, so it was on the slower side. So the aim was to just be roll wicket to wicket, and things went my way today.
And talk about that partnership you had with Seth. I mean, that really kept the run rate going, kept the boards, you know, the runs on the board ticking, and obviously Seth was able to finish at the end.
Yeah, I think the run rate never went over 7 or 7.2, so we knew if we had a good 5 or 6 over partnership, so we were targeting like 30, 35 runs in the 5 overs we were playing, and then see where it goes after that. So I think we both ran really well. We didn't really look for the big shots. I think the double and the single really changed the game for us.
Well, congratulations on your first win, and all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Wasn't he a treat to watch? Wasn't he a treat to watch Chaitanya Bishnoi? First with the ball in hand, then with the bat as well, getting the job done. Maryland Mavericks now number 3, California Golden Eagles jump to number 4 from bottom of the table. This is a good result for the California Golden Eagles. Don't go too far. It's a triple header. We are done with just 2. The Carolina Eagles will be taking on the NJ Titans. That's up next. See you very soon.